Hello, hello. I can't hear the game. Oh, that's because my headphones aren't in. That would do it. I feel like I do that every single day. Actually, yeah, I definitely do that pretty much every time. You think I'd be used to it by now. Okay. So, last time, what did we get done? We've been working a lot on connecting up the trains, which I mean, it's not like pasting trains is that difficult. The issue is that we haven't really done the fuel distribution for any of them. And because all of the designs are, non-standard smelting lanes and using burner inserters, it's not like they're very, very copy pastable. We're about to get to a section that I think will be pretty quick, which is like 8 layers of green. It's like 8 rows of green chips, basically. So that's the wrong save. So it should be relatively easy to do the stuff we have planned today. Also, I forget how large our base is compared to our original one. That's gonna be fun. Okay, burner, hundo, staged, and then whatever the latest version is. I think this one. Also, I misplaced my water once again. Be right back. Okay, it was at least in the room this time. It wasn't like on the refrigerator. So that's something. I swear, it goes in a different spot every single day. You'd think a water bottle that I have with me most of the time would have a fairly standard spot to go, but nope. It just ends up wherever it needs to be or wants to be. I don't think it needed to be there. Okay, how far did we get? Looks like we got up to this spot. And then everything else we have not done, right? Because this is definitely this is definitely the new design that looks a little bit too unusual to not be. See, we have the prio, we have the prio. Okay. If we really wanted to, I think we could do something like this. That does make it a little bit wider. Like if we made this one tile apart, used one extra entity, we could sideload it without the prio, but I don't think that has any. I don't think it really has any advantages. Now this is only half a lane of copper. I don't know if there's any other sections which use only half a lane of copper. Wait, this is, hold up. How much copper is this designed to use? Okay, that's 19. Okay, that's 26. No, 27? How many was up here? 27 plus 11? Is that the numbers I'm adding together? Okay, 27 plus 11. What does that come out to if we divide that? 27 plus 11, so that's 27 plus 6.5, so that's 33. That is 1.5 lanes of copper. Is this actually designed around that? It looks like it. Well, let's see. This is half a lane of copper. This is half a lane of copper. Where does the rest of the copper come from? The rest of the copper comes here. Okay, so it looks like this is actually supposed to get copper from this spot and then more copper from here. Okay, so this is 1.5 copper. Is there any way to like, is there any way to leave notes in Factorio? I guess I could use pins. Not a ping. Add a tag. 1.5 lanes copper. That's the wrong spot though. Can you move these? I don't know if you can. There has to be a better way. What are some other ways you can leave notes in the game? What if I hmm. I've got nothing. This is half a lane. This is 1.5 lanes. So these two combined are 2 lanes. That's the important thing. So what if I do this? Maybe a mod. Yeah, there could be like a notes mod that could work. If it was Factorio 2.0, I could leave notes in the combinators. That would be cool. Also, it's too yellow, right? Yeah, okay. So this right here, if I do something like this, I think it gets my point across. I can now. You can leave it in the blueprints. You can't leave them like in the combinator. But like 2.0 is like straight up adding like a notes section to combinators, like outside of the blueprint. But yeah, there are janky ways I could do it. One, what could represent a dot? 1.5 copper. This kind of works. This is almost manageable. You know what? We'll roll with this for now. 0.5 copper. You know what? This works. It's this one also works, but this makes it more clear where they're going exactly. Okay, that will make it easier to keep track for each lane for counting purposes. Okay, so this one also uses 1.5 of copper. This one also uses 1.5. This one also uses 1.5. This is when we get to the unusual ones again. What is this? Okay, this one's... I remember this design now. This one's tricky. Okay, so this one's going to be annoying to count. So this is 22 plus 26, so that divided by 2, so that's 33, no, 34. 34 furnaces plus 6, that's 40 furnaces. So that's like 3.75. We'll just call that, right? 34, or that's, no. 34, 40 steel furnaces. So that is 2 full yellow belts, roughly. So we'll just say it's 2. I think that's close enough. 2.0. Because I don't think it really matters. Because really it's more like, what is that? 40 over 48. Really, it's more like 1.8 lanes or something like that. Probably. That's pretty close. But that's not really a useful number, so we can just round to 2. Because we're just assuming most of them are actually slightly under 1 lane when I count them. Which is a weird way to do it, but I mean, it kind of works. Okay. So that's up to 2. And then these are getting to 1.5 lane. Nope, this is also a bizarre one because there's more copper being consumed up here. So this is 35. That's 1.5 lanes plus that. Okay, that's close enough to 1.5, I think. This is like technically 1.6. So I guess between these two, if we round this down to 1.5 and we round this up to 2.0, I think it's good. Another option, I think if we make this line go up more and connect here, I think we'll be better off in terms of balance. Or we can connect it with a splitter. Let's do that. Also, I'm doing this on the wrong stage. Hold on. There we go. Because I just realized I can't make changes to the lanes like this since I'm editing on a different one. Okay. We can undo that one. Okay, so where does the solar panel section start? Okay, so right here, I think if we drag this across, it is worse for entity count. Let's see where it's, which is annoying, but it's not that many more entities, but I really do think it's going to balance it better, especially if the fuel is on the correct side. Then I'll probably want a splitter. Actually, we can't use a splitter here. I mean, we can use a splitter. If we use a splitter followed by a side loader, like what if we do this? Oh, that is so close to working, but it doesn't. Oh, that's unfortunate. Basically, the issue we have here is that we're taking 2 from 1 lane. and then 6 from another. And if we extend this up, it's even more. If we could take an even amount from both, I think we get the perfect balance. Also, what is this? Why is this on a different stage? Oh, because they don't matter. That's why. That would explain it. Because, yeah, this is only 2 versus 8. So we need to make it 4 and 4 somehow. Can we shift these? I don't know what's on this lane, but we could potentially shift 4 of these down. We can shift 1 of them down. We don't really have the space. Honestly, this isn't that important of a section. So what if we have a splitter here and then send it back up? I'm just trying to think of what the easiest way to set it up in our current design is. It depends what side the copper comes from though. Okay, so copper's on the outer side, unfortunately. Because I was thinking we could just have a side loader here and then send the copper to the left, but that is the wrong side of the belt. But we could send it through and then side load it here if we move this belt around. It's a very unusual design, I will say that, but that's okay. We can actually even just filter it here because this is just for fuel, right? Yeah, this is just a fuel lane. Okay, so now we can go under and side load it. Technically, that works. So, and it's not that many additional entities. It adds like 10. You know what? Sure. Let's go with it. It's not terrible. It's weird, but it's not terrible. Another option is we could sideload it here possibly for 1 fewer entity, but that means I have to be mindful of which side it's on. So it might not actually end up saving entities unless we're lucky. And it's only 1 entity at that point, so not worth the effort. But this makes it that it sends all of the extra copper, so then we should be able to combine this one. Now, this runs into the whole, I don't know what side the copper's on issue, so we're going to do this again. Actually, I do know what side the copper's on here. Oh, this is perfect. And then we want to input prio from this side, because this was the one that's going to have the most extra. Okay, I really hope that I looked at the lane correctly. Yes, okay, it looks like copper is on the same side. Awesome. I will say, this is a very bizarre design, but it does the job. I'm fine with it. I mean, it really only adds, like, everything we just did only really adds a total of, like, 8 entities. It's really a lot less than it seems. Like, it feels a lot worse than it is. Because, yeah, we have this, which added about 8, and then this adds about 8, or maybe 10 and 10. So, yeah, 20 entities total to make it a more balanced lane. And now we can safely say this is 2. And then we can say this is 1.5 now. Okay, cool. Back to counting. This is 1.5. Oh, no, this is back to 2. Right? This was 48 plus 11. Wait, what? Oh, I am actually counting the iron. So this is the same lane as this bottom one, right? So we can make the same assumption that it's 1.5. This is 1.5. This one's 1.5. This is 1.5. This is weird. What is this one? I can't tell if this is an iron lane or a copper lane on this side. I genuinely do not know. Okay, this is copper. Yeah, these are definitely copper lanes. Based on based on how it looks, it's not balanced. Is it? Oh, never mind. Never mind. It's balanced. This is a pure lane that's feeding. Technically, it's feeding 14, which it can't do. So this doesn't work. What's this one feeding? Okay, this definitely gets a supplement, right? This one doesn't. So it looks like the balance actually needs to be, well, we need to fix it on the correct layer. Okay, I think this is better, right? So this is 8, this is 2. Okay, so I think that fixes the balance. We just have to make sure it's sideloaded at the correct spot, which it seems to be. Okay, that's definitely better. I had a lot of sections where I had it split as like 14, as like a 14-10 split on accident instead of a 12-12 split. But this one is actually not 1.5 lanes, is it? So that's 19 plus 8, so that's 26. Why do I keep doing that? 27 plus half. Okay, so yeah, that is 1.5 lanes as well. Okay, so how many lanes of copper is this total? That's one and let's see, 3, 4.5, 6, 6.5. That's not right. 7.5. 9, 9.5. Okay, now it's counting up in weird numbers and I got lost. 11, 12.5, 14, 15.5, and half. So 16 total copper lanes. We get roughly 8 lanes from... We get roughly 8 lanes from a train. So this is 2 copper trains on the left. Okay, that's manageable. I don't hate that. Two copper trains. Then we'll switch it on the bottommost layer, which would be, I think, 4.1 when we first start needing the copper. So we need 2 copper trains, and then we did a count last time with iron. Really wish I had a standard here, because that would have been helpful. We'll switch this one to iron. Okay, so now we just need to do the same thing and count iron lanes. So these ones are easy. This one I've already established. The way it's set up, it looks like we did 1 full train exactly, right? This is connected by hand, so train stuff goes here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this is up to 5 lanes of iron. Because this is a red lane, actually. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8. This is 8 lanes of iron. Let's see, where's my copper? Where's my copper math? I don't know if math is the right word. Okay, and then this is when we start to get into new train territory. 2 iron. Okay. 2. This is 1. This one's just 1. It looks like exactly 1. Yeah, that makes sense. And then this is, we'll say this is half. Yeah, we'll say this one's half. That seems reasonable. Half, 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 half. I think all of these are half from this point on, actually. Half, yeah, this one's a half one. I think this section might technically be slightly more than a half. Yeah, this section right here we'll say is 1. Just so we don't... I would rather overestimate than underestimate, right? It's probably more like 0.6, but that's fine for counting purposes. Half, this one's half, this one's half. None of these have weird things on the end. Okay, so that's 1, 2. You know, there would definitely be a way to do this, I think, where it auto counts for me, but honestly, it's not like counting once is that hard. Okay, so 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, and 7.5. Okay, that's 1 train. Plus this one, which makes it 9.5. Okay, so this is 1.5 iron lanes past a single train. That is unfortunate. So this is like 1 train. Point like 2. That's right. It's literally a quarter of a train. So we'll say plus like a fifth of a train. That's very annoying. So we need 1.2 iron trains somehow, and we need... Fortunately, we need 2 full copper lanes. So I think what we decided was we'll probably get the iron from some random close patch and down here, like at the starter base, and hope that we can compress enough iron to send up. I don't really see a world where we can get 1.5 extra iron. Maybe if we go over here, there is a possibility that there's too much iron here. I highly doubt it. No, there's like no chance. There's no way that this has extra iron. This is literally a red chip build. If we have extra iron in a red chip build, I think we did something wrong. It means we could have made more. Sorry, not red chips, red belt. Okay, but at least we have a running tally now, so that will help. Okay, so this one we already did. It looks like we stopped once we got to the new copper lane, which is still the same layer. Not like the layers matter that much. Actually, no, we did hook this one up. Okay, so this one, send this to the correct layer though. This is where we stopped. Okay. So this one is 1.5. So realistically, we should think about these in 3s. Actually, wait. How do we divide this into red belts? If we send 3 red belts into this, that's 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. Okay. So 1 red belt. Well, 3 red belts? So 3 full red belts split into these lanes. So that's technically how it divides evenly. So if we do the red belt here and then send the extra towards the middle, I think that's going to be how we do it. Hello, Tice. Welcome, welcome. We're trying to keep track of how many lanes we need over here. And unfortunately, we need a quarter of an extra iron train, which is very unfortunate. I don't know exactly how we're going to do that. We might have to set up a patch that just has a train, we might just have to waste a whole train for very little production. Or maybe we can use the iron, I don't know, maybe we can expand our base slightly. We could theoretically set up more belt production like here. That's not useless. It's like if we repurpose one of these lanes into belts, I don't think that will go to waste. I don't think it's ideal, but you know, it is something that can be done. These are all on a different stage, which is confusing. Okay, so this, oh wait. Oh, this one's not accounted for yet. Okay, so this belt actually, we would split here into a yellow belt, which can go straight through, and then another yellow belt, one that goes straight through, and then one that goes down to here. Which we could theoretically, looks like we can theoretically go through here, and that's pretty nice. Okay, yeah, that's all right. This is on the wrong stage, but other than that, it's fine. These are stage 4.1, so we need to make this one a little bit earlier. At least this distribution spot. Okay. And then we finally have a loader that we can use for copying things, although it has mostly iron on it. So let's make a second one. And then let's add an icon to it so I know which one's iron and which one's copper. Because there's really no reason for me not to have done that. Well, I guess the reason I didn't do it is because when we were attaching the right side, this stuff was all iron, except for like 2 lanes of copper. Okay, yep, that should work just fine. We're just gonna move all of this to a different layer. Wait, what? Wait, what did I have out? Oh, I might have accidentally grabbed rate calculator.
Beef taco, beef taco.
So wondering why I couldn't get it to work. Okay, where's the splitter? I do not know. This is a weird layout. I've never had a layout for my toolbar with red and yellow belt in it, so it's really messing with my muscle memory. Okay, I think this needs to go 1 tile over. Yeah, this definitely needs to go 1 tile over. Or wait, or we could just do this. What am I thinking? Okay, that looks fine. If I make this one go straight through, I think that's a little better. Okay, that works. That works perfectly, actually. That is like flawless. Then I don't know what side of the belt this takes from. This is going to take from, theoretically, this is going to take from whatever side of the belt at once. So if we do a prio, that fixes it. That should be fine. You're back to playing Total War 3 Kingdoms. Nice. How's that one hold up? Is it pretty good? How much is it? Is it on sale? Isn't there a Steam sale going on? Oh, it's like 70% off or 60% off. That's not bad. Is it one of those ones that you have to play with DLC? Ooh, you like romance mode? Wait, is it like... I was gonna say, is it like Romance of the Three Kingdoms, but I can't imagine if it's Total War it would feel like that. What makes romance mode different? Okay, so now we just need to connect fuel. Honestly, should I just get fuel from here? Yeah, I should. That's such an easy setup. Oh wait, this doesn't. Well, you can't place stuff like this. That's fine. It's a very easy fix. It's just not functional with that current design. They have to go the other way. But yeah, definitely not a problem. Max rate calculator. Oh, that I do keep clicking max rate calculator. Okay. If I can move this down a tile, we save an entity, right? Yes, but we can't actually move down a tile because of the splitter, so that's fine. Let's leave it where it is. But yeah, I've heard really good things about that one. Not the romance mode. I don't know what that is, but Total War 3 Kingdoms in general. My favorite Total War game was... Shogun was the one I played the most. I think that one just had a really good balance between, like, enemies being predictable, but also being somewhat not super easy to cheese, like in Rome Total War. Total War Warhammer is really fun. Let's see, romance as in romantic view of history, not sexual attention. Okay, that's fair. Because I was actually wondering if it was just like a mode where you had like, could have kids, like in Crusader Kings and stuff. So that did cross my mind. Okay, is this one of those things where it's poorly balanced? Yes, yes it is. Very, very poorly balanced. Okay. This is technically 12. Okay, so this should work. This should work now. I think that's the perfect ratio. Yeah, this is getting half a lane up here. Okay. Think everything is all right. Yeah. Okay. We're good. So this is one full red belt of copper. So now we have 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, and 2. Okay, the alignments are really annoying here. So this is 2 plus this. That's 6.5. This makes it 8.5. So this is unfortunately not acceptable. So we actually need to take 1/2 from up here. This balance almost works. I wonder, it might be easier to set it up to where I actually like side swap one of the lanes. Actually, no, that wouldn't be good for staging purposes. We're just gonna have to accept that this run runs at 75% speed for a while. I guess that's not the end of the world. But yeah, we need to somehow divide 3 belts into 4, no, into like 7 half belts. It shouldn't be that hard. It's gonna be a little bit ugly. But let's start with copying this, because this design in general, I think, is fairly functional. And it mirrors well. Okay, so that is exactly 1 belt, and then if we keep this pattern, this is one we can send up here to get an extra half lane. Okay, actually this works. Now this one only needs 1 extra copper lane, which it can also get. Oh wait, this is half a lane. So yeah, this just needs to get an extra copper lane from the top. So this one we shouldn't actually copy the pattern because it's not useful. Okay, so this is a half lane. We'll side load here. Actually, wait. We can just go straight through. That's on the correct side of the belt. Okay, so that's one, that's one. Okay, these are fully consumed. These are fully consumed. We don't have anything extra. Okay, so this is where we need another splitter. And then the rest of it goes up. Right, so this is one full lane. And then I think this is one of the things where we need to rebalance it again because we somehow completely miscounted on all of our earlier sections. Which means all of these are going to be miscounted because they are copied and pasted from each other, right? Yep. It's a very easy fix. It's just a fix I have to make fairly manually, I think. Okay, yeah, we're going to have to do it for all of them. That's okay. I guess I kind of expected that. These kinds of things happen. There, and then one more. Because if I end it with a regular belt, it's really obvious that I intended it to be that way instead of, you know, just placing it randomly and not being sure if I did it randomly or if I miscounted. You know, we're left with that question a lot, especially with the copy paste stuff. Okay, so we have one extra yellow belt going up. This needs 1.5. This needs 2. Okay, that's going to be a weird split, but that's okay. So this one, we can actually copy this lane again, which I think I like. Yeah, right? Yes. Okay, are we still on the right stage? Yes, we're still on the right stage, because it's not going to go down. And then this yellow belt should go straight up here. Okay, perfect. We do need to do weird things with the splitter for all of them. Oh, wait. Oh, this is a lot. Oh, we can make it work. This is a lot of fuel coming from weird spots. I don't love it, but I think it does the job. Honestly, this is pretty nice. This is being side-loaded. This one doesn't need fuel on it, does it? No, it does not. That is literally useless. Okay. That simplifies the design, actually. That's all we have to do. Because, yeah, we're sending fuel up there and it's doing nothing. Now, this is going to be weird for side balancing. It's not side balanced. That's why it's weird. I think maybe weird might be an understatement. Completely non-functional. Okay, this one... Okay, we can't grab from a splitter, so we're going to have to do that. I guess these... Actually, this takes from a different side. That might side balance it naturally. Okay, I think we fixed all of them. I guess we've only done 3 so far. 1, 2, 3... which one were we currently working on? Okay, that one's good. Okay, it looks like we have not finished connecting this copper lane. Oh, wait. This is the one that's 2, isn't it? Oh, I see. I see what I did. I copied this section, but we don't actually want this section like that. Okay, so we need 1.5 and half. This is yeah, this one's gonna be really weird. Okay, so this gets split twice for now. This is half a copper lane. This will go down and side load here, I think. Yeah, let's just do that for now. See if we like it. Does it matter what side it goes on? Yes. I don't know what side it goes on though, so we'll just we'll leave some tolerance for now. We can always condense it later. Once we see how these connect. So this is rounded. I remember this number is rounded. I don't think it's that much more than 1.5 belts. It's like one of those things where it's like 1.7 So this has got to run fairly full speed for a while until it gets the supplement. Which is okay. Okay, we're gonna prio this to the right though. Oh, slip second, welcome, welcome. And now we're getting to the point where I don't actually know how this gets all of the copper it needs. It's a very bizarre design. Okay, so this looks like this is pure copper, right? Like full on pure copper. Okay, so this one is actually just a pure copper lane. That is very easy to connect to. Oh my gosh, why is my inventory full? Why are we not removing unfiltered? There we go. Okay, so this gets a full lane of copper, which we don't have. Obviously, we should prioritize what we do have first. I guess we can sideload this supplement, and then this is the one we can split into both sides. Maybe? Okay, I think this works. That's a perfectly even split, right? This uses the left side, this uses the right side. I don't know if we might not be on the right side of the belt. Hold on. Okay, good. We are on the correct side of the belt. Now this one is actually set up. This is not a perfectly even split like in most of the lanes. However, that's fine because we have extra copper. Normally, it's not a good idea to saturate like the entire to consume the entire lane like this without having like an actual like perfect split, because it makes the last inserter run a little bit slower, but I think this is high enough saturation that we can make it work. However, I think I need to recalculate the balance. Let's see, this is 7. No, this is 8 and 8 before the side load. So this is a full 12. So this will actually struggle with this furnace right here. And then this one is 6. We have to count these individually. This is 12 and 10 for 2 half lanes, which is equivalent to 17. So this one has more than enough copper on it, whereas this one is barely has enough. So yeah, we need to do the side load earlier so it balances better, which I think is as straightforward as just moving this, right? Don't think there's anything else. Don't think there's anything else to it. Pretty sure it's just that easy. Okay. This will make it that these inserters are happier. Okay, we can live with that. We still need to get a solid fuel over here, so we'll probably change the splitter to actually look something like this, which is very easy to do, but I wanted to get the lanes connected first. And now we have an extra copper lane. And this is the annoying one, because this is not actually a full lane of copper for a while, not until we get the next train. But I guess honestly, that's not that bad. It feels a lot worse than it is, because this uses 1.5. So if we take this design, which somehow is different than the bottom copper lanes. No, this is 1 full lane of copper, right? Oh, this is the one I said I rounded to 1.5, even though it's pretty dang close to 1. Right? Yeah. I actually don't think I need to round this one at all. I think that was unnecessary. This is half a lane plus a quarter of a lane plus a third of a lane. So that's a lot closer to 1 than it is 1.5. I could get actual numbers though. That would be nicer. So that's 15 plus 13 over 2. So yeah, that is still under 1 lane. So we can actually mark this as 0, not 1.5. I think I wanted it to use more, and then I realized I could take the copper from down here. Okay, so if this is... Actually, it made more sense when it was 1.5. It made more sense when it was a 1.5 for how I was going to do the split. But basically, this needs a supplement from the bottom. Or no, this one needs a supplement from the top, which will come from here, because this is the one that has extra. Okay, I think I figured it out. So this one we'll paste here. There we go. And then fuel only needs to be on the bottom lane here. Perfect. Because this gets some supplemented from something else. And then this is an extra half lane that it can use to supplement the bottom perfectly. Okay, I think I can live with this. Unfortunately, it can't go far enough, but theoretically I can live with this. I don't know, it just seemed easier to split this than it did to split somewhere else. I don't know if it actually is, though. We probably need a side balancer somewhere in here. I feel like we need a side balancer, because this is actually not... this is only half a lane exactly, so we instead need this. This kind of side balancer is better, actually. Okay, now these are built on the wrong layer, but I think it's something we can work with now. There we go. Because this one's already side balanced, I think. It's not quite. This can become uneven too. Maybe I should do the side balancer here as well. Because like this is one of the things where things are going to be on one half. Actually, wait, is this a full lane supplement? Yes, this is a full lane supplement. So we actually need a side balancer on both sides. Which is, you know, it's okay. Like all we have to do is that, and it side balances it. Because this is actually going to be just one half of a belt. Now, if we're lucky, maybe maybe we might be able to remove the side balancers entirely. This is going to take from the right side, which leaves the left side free. This one is going to take from the left side. So this might actually work out. Because this left side is free. So that's this side. And then this one has this outer side that's free. So I think actually without the side balancer, it's perfectly balanced. If I do one side balancer, I ruin it. So I have to either do two side balancers or none. But it looks like things are okay. And then I don't know what this is, but we can get rid of it. We can also force a change like this. That's technically cheaper than a side balancer. So yeah, another option is to just side load it. Honestly, I kind of like this option. Just in case I am wrong, right? This is two extra entities, and it makes it work regardless of if I'm right. Now, technically, the side balancer was better because it means theoretically this one could work full speed a lot earlier if one of these lanes backs up, but I don't think that's an assumption we really need to make. So I think this is totally fine. Also, if this doesn't run, the only thing we don't get is solar panels. We only need this to run for an hour or two. That's another key element. This stops running as soon as we've launched all of our rockets. These keep running for a lot longer because these help make our outposts. But this section right here only runs for 1.5 to 2 hours until we get all of the accumulators we need, and then it just stops, and then I stop caring about it. Okay, so this one still needs a full lane. Split in a really weird way, but it does need a full lane. Now, let's see, this one I did realize that the split can be a little bit unusual. Okay, this one I did solve the problem, which is weird, because I think we have enough space to not do it in a weird way, right? Oh, wait, did I miss a copper lane? Oh, wait, I missed a copper lane, didn't I? Yep, I think we missed an entire lane here. Because it didn't have this next to it. Okay, well that changes our balance a little bit, right? Okay, so this is 1.5 again. Actually, wait. What did we decide this is? This is half. No, this is 0.75, and this is 0.7. Okay, so these two are 1.5, plus this. We can still say it's 1.5. So we just need to shift this one down here. Okay, I don't know why this design looks so much different than this one. Ah, that means we need a second copper train. Okay, so this, if I miscounted by a full belt, that is unfortunate. That means we don't have exactly the right amount of resources from 2 copper trains. It's pretty close. The regular 100% runs use the Solaris panels to make satellites. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just where solar panels come from. Or do you mean like, am I going to dismantle Solaris? In which case, no. I will not be doing that. That will save me literally 0 seconds. So, it's not worth the effort. That's one of those things that only save time if you are looking for like 5 second time saves and are desperate. Otherwise, and are very practiced with it, it's going to lose time when you're still new to the run. So there's no point in planning around it. It is a cool idea. But yeah, it won't save me time, that's for sure. Okay, this looks like a fuel belt. I didn't know they did that though. That's neat. But yeah, it's one of those things where when you're slow enough, spending the actual extra mechanical time to like repurpose something uses more time than it actually saves. When you could be using that time focusing on other things. That's true for like default settings and any percent as well, just any speed runs. I don't know why this isn't connected properly. I think this was originally going to get, oh, I think I was originally going to get fuel from somewhere else here and then realized I didn't need it. So let's just move it and delete it. Okay. I can't believe we forgot a belt here. Sorry, I'm still sad that we forgot this belt because it complicates things a lot. So this is 0.75, this is 0.75. Okay, so 1 plus half plus half plus half. That's a weird split, but I think it works. We do need to go back to using a side balancer then, because now we don't have a perfectly even split. Okay. Actually, what if I just do... Hold on, what if I do an underground here? Yeah, why don't I do this? It's way nicer. There we go. And then this one also needs a side balancer. Okay, I think that works. I think I can make it more condensed. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. It saves one entity. We're not going to bother. Okay, side balancer here. That way, because this probably going to be getting like 0.4 from here and like 0.6 from here. Or no, like 0.6 from here and 0.4 from here. It's going to be a weird balance. So the side balancer fixes that. We didn't originally have the weird balance, but then we had to redesign stuff. Or then I realized my count was off and that changed everything. Huh. Why didn't I shift it down earlier? That would have made things simpler. Okay, perfect. Okay, half a belt, half a belt. Perfect. Okay, that is a split I can do. Okay, we'll send this one down. We'll send this one up. Okay, that's done. We can live with that.
Taco, beep taco.
This is the wrong kind of loader. Let's see, where's the fast one? Dot, welcome. Thanks for the follow. Okay, half. It's technically taking from different sides. I would rather prio it though. Actually, I think let's not do a prio. Let's just do a perfect 50-50 split. Because neither of them are really using a full lane, and I think it slightly changes throughout the run. So if I don't have any prio, it's a little bit easier to work with. Yeah, how does this balance work? This is a very weird balance. So this also needs a splitter. And then, okay. I see how this is. I don't like it, but I do see what's happening. Okay, so this can be split into a splitter, obviously. And then output prio left. Something like this. This is just such a weird balance. There's a reason why it looks like this. It's very bizarre, but it makes sense. And then everything extra combines into this one at the end. Because this is going to have extra, this one's going to have extra. Actually, let's split them later. Actually, no. Wait, does this work? This one's going to output. Okay, so this should be getting like a full belt that we can send straight through. Okay, I think this is set up properly. I think this is what I wanted. It's going to be really weird to condense. But yeah, this looks right. Because basically this is not using a full half belt. This is not using a whole half belt. This is using slightly more than a half belt. Which is why we can't just do a 50-50 split. We have to do like a 40-40-60. So, or I guess it would be more like 20-20-30. No, that's not right either. Non-50-50. There we go. 25-25-50 versus like 30-30-40 is probably more accurate. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I hate this, but I think it works. So that's what matters, right? There might be a more clean way to do this. There's definitely a more clean way to do this. There's no might about it. There's definitely a cleaner way. I can't see it right now though. I know there's one, but I don't see it. Then we also need solid fuel. And it needs to go on the insides. Maybe if I have solid fuel... Let's see, where is solid fuel? Solid fuel could be here. If I combine these into a splitter and then... I don't see the line. There has to be a way to make this denser. This is insanely complicated. But I can't visualize it right now. How to get solid fuel over here. It would be really easy if we could do this, but unfortunately we're using burner inserters, so that doesn't work very well. Copper's coming from the wrong side. It looks like I went solid. Okay, what if okay, hold on. I think I see something. We're gonna shift this over. We're gonna delete this. What if solid fuel comes from the inside? Why is this on a different layer? What the heck? Oh, because this gets set up earlier. Okay. I see. I see how it is. That's actually not too bad then. Especially now that it connects down here. We don't have to worry about building into stage earlier. Okay, I'm content with that. Hold on, I'll be right back. My water was out of reach again. Okay. Yeah, literally right back. I probably didn't need to say anything. Stood up for like 4 seconds. Okay, let's try solid fuel on the inside. Let's see if that somehow makes things less messy. The solid fuel would come from here. Copper would come from there, and then we go inside. Oh, this doesn't work. However, if we shift it one tile to the right, it does work. So I think that's okay, because we just need this to sideload here. We need this splitter earlier, though. Okay. So now it looks something like that. Copper comes from here. Now we can supplement through here with the extra lane. Okay. I think this works. Let's see if that is true, though. This isn't side balanced, I'm realizing. We need a prio. Because this one has a side balancer. I think if we compress things left, it's okay. Or if we make this a red... Ooh, if we make this a red belt. Things get a lot simpler if that's a red belt. Like, a lot simpler if that's a red belt. Now this gets sent down. Okay, I think this fixes it. Okay. I think that's the strat. It is way less messier than what we had before. Same general idea. Side balanced. It should be auto cyan balancing, and if it's not, that's why it has this extra red splitter. Honestly, this extra red splitter is probably way cheaper than whatever this was, or at least similar in cost, to where you don't have to stress about it. Okay, is there a better way? 100%, but it's good enough for me to move on to something else. That's the important thing. It's good enough. And then we have a lot of fuel that we're gonna have to connect once we set up the train. Which we actually need to finalize the train. We're pretty close. We need to redesign it with advanced oil processing. I'm still not sure if it's worth putting solid fuel production within the train. Because, like, I think it might save some roboports. But we'll probably have roboports here anyway for the gaps. So we can put... Like, we can obviously have it here. But if there's empty gaps anyway, we might as well just put the solid fuel here. Solid fuel production in the gaps. Like, it's not like it's saving space unless we have each train, like, completely adjacent to each other like this. But if we have even this much space to work with, we should. I don't know. I think it is fun having it inside the train. I think that counts for something. And then I think, can this save entities? I'm pretty sure this can save entities. Like, it's more expensive, but I'm pretty sure... Yeah, this setup is better. It's worth the additional cost to have the entity count. Not have the entity count, but have the amount of pipes. That helps a lot with pressure and with performance, I think. Which probably doesn't matter. I don't think the performance aspect matters a ton at that point in time, but might as well. If we have an easy save, we might as well go for it. Okay, so now we have to connect all the iron lanes to this as well, but I don't think that's going to be as messy as the copper lanes that we're trying to connect. I don't know what this is. This powers... Oh, this is a very important... Oh, this is a very important solid fuel belt. Okay. This powers the entirety of my red chip design. Honestly, why? There's no point in fixing this. We need to change it anyway. Okay, so where did we leave off? So what is this? This was just me showing something. Okay, I think we've used up all of the lanes perfectly so far. Because this one uses 1.5-ish. More like 1.2, but we can say 1.5, right? Yeah, it's pretty close to 1.5. It sends the extra down here, which is side balanced, supplements here, and then honestly anything extra here goes straight back up. So even if it's not perfectly balanced, these can both supplement each other, and since it's only half a lane, they can each supplement each other almost completely. Not quite, because it's half a lane minus like 2 furnaces, but they can pretty much completely make up for a shortage somewhere else, which we can live with. Okay. Now we're back to the much easier to design builds. Yeah. Okay, now we're back to the circuit build. I don't know why this circuit build looks so much different than these. I think it's because it's rotated a different direction. Oh, it's because these ones end with copper production, or circuit production, these ones don't. So we made a design that was easier for this setup, but was actually way harder for the distribution. Which is weird. I would think the one that had the extra furnaces would be harder to distribute, but that is not the case. Okay, and then we need to fix all of these again, because we realized we miscounted. I don't know how we didn't notice that before. It's literally just looking at these and saying, hey, this equals 12. But we did that every instance of this. So my guess is we did it once, didn't notice, and then copied it a ton of times, which, that notice, didn't notice, and then copied it a ton of times, which that does tend to be how it goes. This one no longer sends the extra resources up. This actually, I want to send the extra resources the other direction. Because yeah, this uses one full lane entirely, this uses one full lane entirely.
Beef taco.
This one
Beef
is
taco.
nothing, that's not supposed to be there. This one uses one... This isn't a full lane, is it? No, this uses a full lane entirely. Okay. So we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is full. This is exactly one train. Cool. So this and this is the same one as this, except now we're sending the fuel in a different direction, which is kind of confusing. But I don't think it's necessarily bad. We just need to like kind of mirror these splitters. Or we can just loop this up. Actually, it probably is easier to just loop this up. I think that's our easiest option. Okay, that should be good. Now this is getting half a lane, which just needs to go here. Don't know what side of the belt is going on, so we're gonna force the side load so that way it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's on the wrong side anyway. It is actually on the wrong side. I think. Actually, no. No, it's technically correct. I think that's a perfect 50-50 split, which is nice. Okay, so now we have another whole lane over here. This is supposed to be copyable, but I don't think it is. We'll try to copy it and see what happens. But yeah, it's not going to line up perfectly. How am I copying so little of it every time? This would line up here. Okay. That just helps me visualize what all is going on. So this needs exactly one belt, then it sends the entire extra belt up. Okay, there we go. That does make sense. Now this one needs fuel on the top side. It doesn't need fuel here. We can't add a splitter here. We can add one either here or here. This is too late, so that means we add one there and use the extra entity. And then we have a full lane of copper, and this is 1.5 lane of copper. Yeah, okay, this balancing is not as copy and paste as I thought it would be. Don't know why I was so hopeful that it would work out, because it very much does not. That's pasted in the wrong spot. Okay, so this is a full lane. So this full lane could actually sideload onto these two. Maybe we take an unusual split here just to save some entities. I think that's going on the correct side of the belt. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but I think it works. So this one actually, I want to sideload it onto both of these, which I don't know what this is. Did I miss a lane? I missed a lane. Oh, I connected this to the wrong lane. Never mind. Okay, that makes sense. That should be a fairly easy fix. We just have to move this over one tile, right? Yeah. Very, very easy fix, actually. A perfectly even split. Okay. I see what went wrong there. That's what I get for trying to copy something that has a different pattern and is no longer copyable. Okay, so this is a full lane, this is a full... Yep, this is exactly one full lane. So now we need to sideload this onto two belts over here. And then what's this middle lane? This is this one, okay. So if we do an underground here, and then another underground here, I think it works out. And now we can just sideload fuel straight. I think that actually works perfectly. Okay, balancing wise, that's good. This is actually a perfect split between 4 half lanes, which is nice. Now, one thing is we don't really have a way to send extra fuel. I think we might try to make a compressor for... We might try to make a compressor for the red splitters that gets me an entire extra red belt by compressing everything that's left over. Because I feel like most of these are going to idle slightly. Although I don't know if I should base everything on that assumption. Because like this right here is technically has extra. I'm sending it a full half lane, but it technically has some spare copper. And I think that if we compress everything, we can probably get slightly more copper out of this. It's pushing it. If we go for mining productivity 6, we definitely can. It might, honestly, that might be viable. I don't know how helpful it would be. Because that's like, it's like 10 extra rockets, I think, right? No, it's 7.5 extra rockets minus like 20% or something. So let's say 6 extra rockets. Probably 6 extra rockets. Maybe 7 if we're really unlucky with total science count, but it's at least 6 extra rockets. That is a 40% increase in our rocket count. That will take another entire hour to launch. Just to save us 2 belts of copper. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be worth it. Okay, so this one is good. So we need the supplemental here, and we need the supplement here. Okay, so this is exactly 1 extra thing of copper, or 1 extra red belt of copper. Also, where's the pattern? I think this one we can actually use fairly easily. That doesn't look right. That looks like a complicated version of it. Why does it look like that? Okay, what if we do this instead? And then a splitter here. Nope, splitter here. We send this one up. We send this one here. Is this perfectly balanced? No, I don't think so. Actually, it might be. Hold on. This might be perfectly balanced. This is taking... Nope. We could do this. That's perfectly balanced. It's a little bit cleaner. It looks really weird, but it is technically cleaner. This is taking from the left side. This is taking from the left side. Never mind. That did not change the balance at all. What? Oh, I tried to balance it with the wrong belt. That's why. Okay, this one was perfectly balanced. This is the one that's an issue. Okay, yeah, it was already good. And then this one, we might be able to just sideload it directly here. Nope. Wrong side of the belt for that. Not a problem, though. Okay. Perfect split. So if we count these up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is so close. But this 9, this is just half a belt. This is really close to enough. Right? Unless we have more copper down there that I'm not noticing. This is like one of those things where it's like, it's so close to exactly 2 trains that I think we can just compress everything and maybe get enough out of it. I just don't know how we're gonna, don't know exactly how we're gonna do that. But like I said, this one will stop. And honestly, by the time, if I'm considering mining productivity 6, that's silly. Because if once this stops, we do get enough copper to just compress everything to the left. So, yeah, that's very silly of me. To want to launch rockets for an extra hour to get an hour of full production by consuming more copper during that hour. I don't think we actually gain anything from it. That's very much not the choice I should make. Okay, so the only thing that isn't really balanced is this one, which... Oh wait, hold on. Can I just not count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is exactly 8. How come every time I'm counting, I'm getting a different value? This is like trying to step stairs. When you go from the bottom to the top, There's a different amount of steps than when you go from top to bottom. Nobody can explain it, but it's true. Okay, I mean, I think the justification is that when you're going upstairs, you count the top one, but when you're going downstairs, you don't count the floor. So, like, there is a reason, but still, it feels like that. It definitely feels like that to me right now. Also, nice trailer song. Always love it. I feel like something is off. If I void all of the copper, does that fix anything? No, it does not. Usually your eyes skip the stair. Yeah, I guess that could be another one. But usually when you're counting stairs, you count it every time you take a step. I guess it depends how you're counting. Because it's definitely, maybe there's not like a unified answer for that one. Maybe that's why it's like a long riddle. Because for me, it's always like, I see people counting, they don't count the floor part. But probably varies. Also, we should disable all the stages. Actually, we don't really need to speed things up, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, brain is weird. That's what matters. That's the moral of the story. Brain weird. Yeah, there isn't really a way we can void things. Yeah, no, I figured it was the general your. Because I don't think my brain is that much different in this instance. I'm basing this off how other people count when they go upstairs. Not using nuclear fuel in all the inserters, we can't get nuclear fuel. I mean, not like it would be a great option anyway, but we can't actually get nuclear fuel with burner drills. Mauve? I have no idea what the RG code for that would be. It's gonna be pretty high in the blue, maybe a little. That's not light enough. Maybe some more green? Let's see, this might be pretty close. Hmm. I think that's pretty close. I want it to be a little bit lighter, but I don't really know how I would do that. So you should say our brain is weird when it tries to optimize something that you do over and over again, as watching the stairs in this case, it can just skip things. Yeah, also, honestly, when you're counting stairs, the staircases that people say this about are usually in the hundreds, right? Like, they're the really long staircases. Which definitely is going to have more issues than whenever you're counting your 20-step staircase in your house. Okay, you know what? I think this looks functional. It doesn't look like we missed anything. But when everything's not running, it's really hard to tell. What is this? This is an output. Okay. Yeah, I think the reason that we have one less lane than we expected is because when I first did the initial count, I was rounding things completely up to the nearest half, which for a lot of things was rounding from like 1.05 to 1.5, basically. And we did that like twice. So that basically is the difference of an entire lane. So I think we didn't miss anything. I think it's just that. We need to go back to editor mode. I wish there was other stuff we could change the color of. Because we can't really see our color in editor mode very much. Okay, we never got fuel for this. Which is fine. It's very easy to get fuel here, but this design is not fully done. Okay. Is it easy? Maybe I shouldn't have used the word easy. Okay, so that is going to go that way. This is going to go that way. It wasn't... Okay, it's not difficult. No, this wasn't awful. Okay, yeah, that works. Now we just need to get fuel over here. Okay, I think that puts fuel on the correct side. It also does a perfectly 50-50 split, which is also nice. Well, not perfect. It does a pretty much perfect 50-50 split. Like in theory, these prioritize opposite sides, but like it could also technically send more towards one side sometimes. But I don't think that's going to be that big of an issue. I can't. I clicked on the I clicked on the rate calculator again. We do that too often. Okay, let's do some solid fuel undergrounds. Can I move this over a tile? No. Because now we just need to figure out where solid fuel comes from. Now, solid fuel is going to be really annoying to do. We also haven't set up most of our solid fuel production. I will say it's a lot. I think we're going to have about 400 chem plants worth of solid fuel in our main base. And then all of our outposts are going to have another 500. And then our power plant is also going to have 500. Now, these aren't running all the time, but it's more of like a resource distribution problem at that point than like a total solid fuel production problem. So that's going to change our values a little. Now this is split a bit too much. I think we should supplement it at 2 points. I think that will help with start time. Not the biggest. It's not super important to do. But the start time for this is definitely going to be in like the 20, maybe not 20 minutes, probably the 10 to 15 minute lane range. If all of these belts are fed by a single belt of solid fuel. So yeah, supplementing it. Honestly, this is actually not a great spot to supplement. It saves entities, but it would be better to supplement in the middle. Like here. Mine never skips things. Yeah, mine, I was gonna say mine neither. There weren't really any, the sentence that I was gonna use to mimic that had 2 words in it. So I couldn't really actually skip anything. Mine. I become the seagull from Finding Nemo. Okay. This is where the train ends, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, so this is a new train. This is the first iron train, right? Yes. This is iron, right? Oh, this isn't set up. But this is probably iron. Ooh, wait, what's this do? Oh, okay, this is a different way to prioritize that. Okay. This might not work. We don't have a long belt buffer here. I guess we have this belt buffer. So maybe that will also work. Hmm. We'll have to stress test that when it's recycling a lot of fuel, but there's a lot of issues with recycling fuel. To the point where it's generally better to fill based on how full the chests are. But that requires reading more chests, so I don't know if it's actually better. You have to get a little older to unlock the art of skipping a word in a one-word sentence. That's when you just like walk into a room to say something, you just like open your mouth, and then you leave. Wait, hold up, I do that a lot. Okay, wait. maybe, maybe I'm closer to mastering this technique than I thought. I don't know if I want to master it, but I'm definitely getting closer. Okay, so now that we've connected all the copper, let's do the iron, which I want to say is easier, but it's really not. It's no different. Okay, the way that I have this set up, this implies that this one is from the other train one. Oh, these are separate. Okay, they are from separate trains. Okay, so this one is good. This one is, I have this marked as 1, so this is half a belt. This one's a full red belt. Okay, so this one's easy to connect. This one needs to be connected to this other half. So we're going to have a splitter up here with copper and iron. Not copper and iron, just iron. And it's going to send 1 full belt here. And then once we go to the next stage, then we can see where we actually want to hook this up. And this is half, this is half. Okay, so that's actually relatively easy. Let's put this splitter here. Here, and then we'll send it up. Which this I don't think can breach, right? That's five tiles. Yeah, that's 5 tiles. Also the background music stopped. Oops. There we go. I've been thinking I might add some other game soundtracks to the background. That could be nice. Because mostly it just plays the Factorio music on loop. Because editor mode doesn't really play anything ever, so it gets very, very quiet, especially when nothing's running. So like I will at least like having a little bit of game sounds in the background. I could play VODs. I could play my VODs of building a factory. Just do like the game replay in the background of a different Factorio save. Yeah, I don't really like that little loop it does, so I'm gonna shift this over 1 tile. Makes it a little bit cleaner to build. Which I know being cleaner to build doesn't really save entities or anything, but it does make it you less prone to mistakes later when you have to do a redesign. So it is worth it. As long as the cost is only a couple entities, I generally try to go for somewhat clean. Now this fuel is weird, right? Okay, so this fuel actually goes onto the copper lane, so that means we are not flexible for what side iron comes from. So it looks like we can do a splitter combo. If we do it higher up, I think it fits better. Actually, can we do it here? Maybe we can do it here, because then we can send one straight to the left. And then this one can go up. And that's going to put iron on. Oh, this puts iron on the wrong side. Both of these are on the wrong side, actually. Yep. This puts iron on the wrong side. What if we do this? And flip this. Okay, yeah, that works. That works. So this can go here. We'll do some undergrounds. I think that matches. Yes. Okay. So we're actually going to do this iron a little higher. And now we can send this one. Actually, we don't need the split like that, do we? This one can go here, and then this one can go down. There we go. Now we flip all of these. I guess the issue with that is now they're on the wrong stage, but that's not a huge problem. Whatever. This can go early. 4.1. Okay. That works. A little nicer. Just a little. I wish we could move it over 1 tile. I mean, we can technically move it over a tile. It just is going to use an extra red underground, so like it's not really worth it. 4.1, 4.1, 4. That was a tongue twister. Just saying 4.1 a bunch of times. Okay, I think that puts things on the correct side of the belt, right? And then we have a splitter here. So yeah, iron should be on the bottom side. Yes. Okay. Now this is where fuel can come from. Perfect. Okay, now are these perfectly evenly split? Kind of. They should be a perfectly even split. Okay, that looks okay. I think it looks a little bit cleaner if we move this up and then send it down, because this is just a supplemental fuel lane, right? It doesn't really matter where it goes. It makes a lot more sense if it's higher, though. Now we can supplement here instead. Yeah, that works. Supplement-wise, it's not really that much later, so it's not going to be a huge drop in the start delay, or any drop, because this is only probably a third of the way through, so supplementing at like the 22% and the 25% of the way there mark is not gonna change anything. Okay, so this is 2 full iron lanes. Technically it's 2 90% lanes, like 93% lanes, but we can call that 2 because we don't actually get a full 8 out of any of these. Which is why I have such generous rounding when I say half a lane, because we're actually only getting 7 3/4, I think, 7.5 to 7 3/4, somewhere around there, of a red belt at any given point, which is mostly, that's mostly close enough. Okay, we can start deleting all of these combinator counters that we had because it turns out we were making too many estimates for them to actually be useful. Although they did help with the connections. They just didn't give us an accurate number. Okay, so this is half a lane, half a lane, half a lane, and half a lane. Okay, so this is finally an easy connection. And unfortunately, we're running into the same issue where iron and solid fuel are on opposite sides. Can I switch that? Oh my gosh, I can. It's incredibly easy. It is so easy to change. So if I wanted iron to come from a better side, we can do that. It doesn't really, it saves like a couple entities and then uses a couple extra entities there. So it's really not worth the effort, but yeah, we could have just changed which side it came from. Then life would have been a little bit less messy. Okay, we'll worry about compressing it later. I think having iron come from like the left was okay. Then we'll move this. I don't know why it's not moving. Is this on a much earlier layer? Not really. It's partially built on another layer, but it's not actually set up properly. So yeah, we can assume it's not. We can assume it doesn't need to be on that layer. Actually, let's look at the layer. Let's look at what it connects to. Yep, it does not need to be on an earlier layer. And again, we're also we'll be changing the layers too, so I don't need to be that strict for things. Stage move tool. That is not a symbol I like to see. Okay, I think that one was at least fairly fixable. That one was just a rotation error. When you get that error in other contexts, it can be a lot more annoying. Because that also means it can also mean you accidentally try to place an underground belt over a regular belt, and the only way to fix it, as far as I know, is to rebuild the entire stage, which isn't particularly fun to do. I prefer to avoid it if I can. And now this one is weird. Okay, so this is half a lane. This is half a lane. This is a full lane. Okay, so this split should be... Here is where I should have the red belt, I think. Yeah, that's where I should have the red belt. Okay, that works. That can go here. We might be able to shift it over a tile. Yeah, I think we can shift it over a tile. Although I think actually it's one of those things where I don't know if entities matter or saving red belt matters much at this point. I think because we still haven't built a red belt lane or a full like red belt automation, that is still a significant factor. But that should be a good split, and then we can delete this. We no longer need it. Now solid fuel we can probably take from here. Let's see, what is this? This can be an underground, and then things look nicer. Okay, now we can definitely take solid fuel from here. Yeah, okay, that works. Howdy, welcome back. We are currently throwing our head at a wall, trying to connect a bunch of belts, which were lazily connected for testing purposes, and it's making things so much harder to actually build. Okay, so this one is actually too long of a belt. I think we should cut through here, because this is something that won't be compressed later. And we also need to probably compress some stuff at some other point in time. Also, we're building on the wrong layer. Excellent. Okay, so we're actually going to rotate this to the left or right, whatever direction that is. Let's just go with east. Let's go with east. Okay, it goes up. This one can go up a tile. This one can go up a tile. I don't think that actually saves anything, but it might. Don't know what this is. Oh, that's the belt. Okay. And then fortunately, solid fuel is on the wrong side again. So I think our easiest option here is to actually just take solid fuel from the central belt. I don't normally like doing that, but I think we're at the point where the start delay isn't that significant, and most of these have dedicated fuel belts anyway, so taking from it, I don't think is going to be, like, taking it from here. Oh, wait, this is a much longer belt than I thought it was. This is roughly, actually, that's not terrible. It does probably add about 500 solid fuel, so if we divide that by 15, 30 seconds of start time, that's not the end of the world. Actually, no, 1 minute of start time if we split off of it. But it's either that or we save like 5 into 10 entities. Not sure which sounds better. Both of them are pretty small numbers. It's like start time matters a lot more. Like if I were to connect all of these to one belt, obviously that would be terrible. That's like an extra 10-minute start time. Connecting a quarter of a lane, not a huge deal. So yeah, we'll just add a splitter. It would go here. Correct layer, okay. No reason to make that a separate layer either. Okay, we're not grabbing from anything that we shouldn't be. Awesome. And then I think this is just an output belt, so I don't think this needs to be here. We can just delete it. Which we had that problem with a lot of them. Hold on, my allergies were really bad. Give me a sec. I'm starting to think, I don't know if it's allergies or if I have a cold. It's hard to tell, because I feel like everyone in my family is having sinus infections right now. Like I went to see my sister the other day, and she also was. So either one of us got sick from the other, or we're both, or seasonal allergies. That if we hadn't seen each other, I feel like it would have been clearly been allergies, but the fact that we met up makes me think one of us got the other sick. Because it feels worse than normal seasonal allergies. Or it could just be that they're just really bad this summer. Like, it is still technically a possibility. This isn't a max length. We can save an entity here. Look at that. Actually, it doesn't save anything over just making 2 undergrounds, so we don't need to shift it. Okay. So this is half a belt. This means we have some extra iron still. Wait. How do we still have extra iron? Did I miscount? This is 1 belt. This is half. Oh, this is half a belt. This is also half a belt. Okay. We did not miscount. This is when we start using more. Okay. I think I understand now. Let's see. Yours just replaces every word with an expletive. I mean, that I feel like that just has more with getting angry as you get older. But also definitely related. We can shift this in, can't we? Yeah, we can definitely shift this closer. We have some entities we can save here. Oh, these entities aren't worth saving. Okay, I think this is all right. This is compact enough, right? Yeah, it doesn't go that much farther than the stuff down here. We have more than enough space for rails. Okay, we can live with that. I don't want them to go too far past the left side of the lane, but we have to have really weird balancing with burner inserters anyway, so like nothing we do is got to be clean in like the grand scheme of things. So it's really just, can it be clean for what it is? That's our goal. Okay, so this one actually has solid fuel and iron on different sides. Oh, it's because this is these are shorter lanes, so this one doesn't actually matter what side iron goes on. Okay, so this one's actually flexible. So these two and these two are one connection. Let's do this one first. Now, does this one matter? Neither of these matter. Oh, that's so. I'm always so happy when I realize it doesn't matter which side the fuel comes from. It makes such a it makes such a big difference in like the ease of setting it up when it can come from wherever. Okay, are these all in different stages? Okay, this one is on a different stage than the next one, which makes sense because this is a whole different build. Like I'm connecting the fuel lines, the ore lines together, but they're technically different stages. Wait, why am I sending? What is this one? Wait, this is literally just a fuel lane, right? Oh my gosh, wait. This is for. This is for. Okay. So what if we make the assumption that. Okay, I think I get it. We did not mean to do that. Oh gosh, what did I do? Okay. How is this all built on the wrong layer? Oh yeah, I never mind. I see how. Okay, we're gonna make an assumption here. We are going to assume that we have some extra iron, and that's all it is. That's the assumption. Now we theoretically should be able to make this work because this is only going to run for a very limited amount of time. Well, I say very limited. It's going to be about 1 to 2 hours. So maybe that is a bit too much to run at. Oh wait, and this is more than 12. Wait, what? Are these copper limited? Or do we have a supplement somewhere? We don't have a supplement. This is too long of a lane. So we need a splitter somewhere here. Okay, I think I see what we can do. So right here, we can sideload the iron, and I think we'll be fine. That sideloaded it at 10, so that shouldn't have any throughput problems. And now we can just cut this one and then send it through here instead. Okay, and now this is slightly more than one lane. Wait, how am I getting 12? Oh, I was counting this one. Wait, how was I counting 13? What was I highlighting that counted 13 here? So the split was good. Huh. Now I'm very confused. Oh, I was probably copying this one and just rounding. Okay. I see what happened. But yeah, this is so close to having extra copper or extra iron. And all of these technically have extra iron. Nah, we'll still send it a half lane. I think unless it makes it us require an entire extra train, we can send a half lane down here. Uh yeah. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I would rather have too much production than try to figure out how to add more later, right? How is that 5? That doesn't look like 5 to me. Okay, I guess we can cut through here. Actually, I probably wanted to go the other way. Okay, we have an iron lane here, we have an iron lane here. So if we do a red belt right here that we split into 2 half lanes. So that could supplement there, and then this one can side load here. I think we're off to a decent start. And now we can supplement, now we can just take, yeah, we can take solid fuel from here and just sideload this. Okay, that is okay. And then this one should prio just fine. I don't know what side it's going to prioritize, but it will fill in the gaps, so that's all that matters. Now we could do a splitter here. It's a pretty lazy way to get solid fuel, but since they're on the correct side of the belt, I don't hate it. How did that work? Oh, okay, I guess it doesn't. I've never tried to place a splitter in this mod on transport belts that are in two different layers. I see why it messed up. Hello, archers. Welcome, welcome. Okay, this is a bit messy, but it's fine. We no longer need this one. This might be supplying too much. Actually, these are pretty short lanes. Yeah, this should be able to supply fuel to both of them. Okay, I think I'm okay with that. We can also shift it up a tile, make it one fewer entity. Actually, we can even remove these entirely. Can't rotate? Oh, different layer. Different layer. We're just gonna keep rotating it up until it's actually at its height limit. There we go. Perfect. Now this can go up a tile. That removed a very important silage. So this is it can't go quite that far to the left, but it's close. There we go. Manageable enough. Now this is overkill. We don't actually use this much iron here, but whatever. I would much rather round up, especially since our trains don't run fully. That's one thing I have to keep telling myself. Like, our trains don't run fully, so I can't assume eight is enough when we don't even have 8. Okay, so this one, iron is from the right side. Can this one be changed? Yes. Can this one be changed? Yes. Yes, technically I can change this one if it makes it easier to set up. Okay. I just need to keep that in mind. Because that might make it easier to get... I think that makes it easier to get solid fuel on here if we put iron on the outside. Because now we can do a side load. Iron here, here. And then solid fuel comes from this side. We might... Honestly, I think I want a dedicated solid fuel lane. I think we're splitting off one lane too much at this point. Because this is supplying those. This is supplying a full double lane. Yeah, I don't really want to split off this one again. So either way, iron or solid fuel is coming from the right. Let's do solid fuel from the left, though. I think it's easier to move iron early, because I can move iron way earlier, and then I have all this space for like solid fuel compression. I think visually that makes more sense to me. So we could shift this here, keep it on the inside, makes it easier for me to visualize. It does waste some entities, but it's something we can do if I need it. We don't have to plan for it though. It's one of those things where it's a pretty obvious save later if I want it. Okay, so since we did that, that means this is going to come from the wrong side, so we just need to do that. Now iron comes from the correct side. It's going to side load incorrectly for a little bit, but that's okay. And then this one we can just send up very easily. And look at that, its spacing is pretty perfect too. Okay, and this lets us get more solid fuel directly from the left because we realized we don't want to starve it too badly. Actually, why don't I just do that? Yeah, saves one entity. Because these are, that's technically the priode side anyway. Okay, we no longer need that one. We no longer need this. Okay, that is that full belt. Looks like one red belt is enough here as well. So yeah, even if we hadn't assumed we had an extra belt here, I think we still would have needed an entire yellow belt of iron extra. Or an entire yellow belt of iron extra, even if we assumed this was a full half lane free. So it's not going to change the amount of trains we need, because we still have an odd number. Okay, so that's good. That makes me more okay with the decision. Don't know what that's going for. We probably have a couple spots where we can supplement a lot more fuel, because I think start time might be a little bit high with one lane. Well, we'll have to do that in testing. Fortunately, because we're going to have a fuel compressor on the end with all of the trains going into it, we should have a max output of probably 2 to 3 lanes that we can do to an individual section. So like it would be very easy to add like 10 entities here and supplement halfway down the lane. Like it wouldn't cost a ton, and it could double the start time with a compressor over here. Would cost a few more splitters, but honestly the splitter cost for this build, for this base, is way lower than I thought it would be. I really thought our splitter cost was going to be in like the thousands. And it is pretty high. Like we're still using almost 1,000, but I was thinking it was going to be like 2 to 3K at least. With all the distribution, with all the splitters we have to compress coal. Which I guess we haven't done the compressor yet, so maybe it will reach that high. But definitely lower than I thought it would. Thought it would be. I mean, it's either 1 splitter or like 4 inserters for every splitter that we're using, right? So there's a reason we're using the splitters. Like 5 inserters constantly moving fuel is not great for performance and just startup time. The splitter does it a lot cleaner. Okay, this is the one that I couldn't just immediately wrap around, right? Yeah, because it's on the wrong side of the belt. Okay, that's fine. We can leave that. Okay, so this is the same thing as before. If it's significantly easier to set up, I can switch which side of the belt fuel goes on. It's not necessary, but it is an option. We need to connect this one, and this one. Okay, so that's basically one full red belt. I think the lower I connected, the better. Just because I can probably assume the train's probably going to be here rather than here. Just because it's closer. I want the train to line up with the top of my base, right? And the output of the train is fairly close to the bottoms. That means the output's going to be around here, which means that's where I want the splitter, because that saves the red belt. Okay. So this one was one of those matters, but we can change it. But actually, it's coming from the correct side, so it doesn't matter too much. Honestly, this one can output just directly there very easily. And then we take the belts, we send them up. And then this one's also good, actually. Okay, well now that's easy enough. Oh wait, ooh, this one's on the wrong side. Also, wait, what did I... That's not where I meant to sideload it. Yeah, it's supposed to be higher. It's like something looked off there. There we go, that looks better. Okay, so this is putting the iron on the wrong side. So we just need to do that, and then we're good. Okay. Happy with that. And then solid fuel... This is one of the things where it's being split a lot, so I think we should get a fresh solid fuel lane here. It just feels like a better option. Especially since this solid fuel also feeds the copper lane. So if we split it too much, that's a lot of belt from one belt of solid fuel. Is this solid fuel? No, that one's not solid fuel. We don't actually have a solid fuel loader. We used to. Oh wait, there it is. Never mind. Never mind. At least one of your designs gets into one of the weirdest bases of the game. Yeah. It is definitely a little bit of a weird base, that's for sure. Okay, I don't know what this is. I think this is just residual from copying. I can't wait to test this and realize that I miscalculated literally everything and my base doesn't run. Oh wait. Are both the iron lanes on the wrong side? Oh my gosh, both the iron lanes are on the wrong side. Well, if that's the case... This isn't better. It's one of those things where, like, if one of them was on the wrong side, I think that swap is nicer, but if both of them are on the wrong side, I think this is the cheaper option. There we go. Okay. And then we could also pass it through here if we wanted to make it look a little bit nicer. I'm surprised that lines up perfectly, spacing wise. We have a lot of entities we can save here, which is nice. I don't care that much about those though. Mostly because I'm paranoid about what stage we're working on right now. 4.3, this isn't that. That can technically save a couple entities, but it also forces a side load that I don't necessarily want. Because I think right now it's naturally self-balancing. Yeah. Will we run it before the expansion? We should. Unless they announce that the expansion is coming by, like, August. But I figured it was going to be much later. I broke the copper lane while under... Oh, so it wasn't as perfect as I thought it was. Is this the one that I broke? Oh, wait. So the iron lane is still good. Okay, cool. So the iron lane did fit perfectly. That's the one that I care about. The one that I thought was like a perfect split. That was neat. Yeah, we should be running it. I mean, we're pretty close to finish. Like we have everything built now, I think. We have to do the trains and the power. But like trains, power, and practice, I don't think is gonna take like the 2 to 3 months I'm expecting the expansion is away from release. So we better run it before the expansion. If not, we'll do a half-assed one, and then we just won't update our game. We'll just do whatever of our base is left. But regardless, we'll still run this base in an older version, probably before we get to playing the expansion a ton anyway. So no worries with delays there. Okay, and then this will be easy enough to shift. Yeah, we will know next week for sure. But I feel like I doubt it they're only giving us a 1 month warning, right? I don't know. There's no reason for me to assume that. I just really was expecting it to be end of 2024 when it came out. A completely baseless assumption now that I've said it out loud. Okay, so I want this to be... Actually, I haven't fully decided if I want this to be advanced. So it does use legitimately half the refineries. Oh, that's actually a lot. 25 refineries versus 53 is significantly lower. Yeah, they said this Friday they will release it, which I think is still funny that they're announcing an announcement. Yeah, I guess there's no reason to speculate when we'll find out in literally 3 days. But yeah, with this train, actually, what side is power gonna be on? That's something we have to consider, isn't it? I feel like power is going to be here. I haven't really done one of these runs before, but I feel like our main base is here. Resources will come from here. Our lake's probably going to be here. That just feels right to me. Yeah, I think so. I'm not too worried about getting advanced oil in here. I don't think that's going to be the difficult part. Currently, I'm just trying to think if it's worth it. Because on the one hand, advanced oil is significantly cheaper in terms of power, oil cost, and refinery cost. But on the other hand, uh, either way, to get water on the entire other side of the base is a bit problematic. See, how much does this consume? I guess that's a good starting point, right? How much does 25 consume? Or 48? How much does this consume? Or sorry, no, it would be about this. 240 water. So even without pumps, we could reasonably get that this far. We can maybe do 3 without pumps. I feel like this is reasonable, right? Can I realistically get 720 water per second without a pump? Because we have, well, 4 trains over here, so we'd actually need 1,000 water. Because I think pumps are a little bit too costly at this point. Nah, that's silly. No, pumps are cheap. Unless we're doing, unless we have to make like 1,000 of them. Doubtful. Oh, you don't think that will be enough? Okay. Yeah, I guess pumps are pretty. I guess this is pretty far. Because like, if water is here, that's about 200 tiles. Actually, that's not bad. It's pretty much just to gather as much hype as possible. It's garbage marketing, but it's the world we live in. Yeah, at least that's not like out of all the like garbage marketing there is, announcing a release date is pretty it's pretty tame. I guess we can we test it? I don't really know how to test that. I could just put a lake, right? And then measure flow. Can you measure flow in Factorio? Is that a thing you can do? I could remove... Oh, that's a percentage. Is the only way to measure flow just with tanks and just like timing it? That seems... That doesn't seem right. It seems like there's a better way, but it might work. Because we basically need to test how far can... How much how much water can we bring across our entire base? Oh. Oh, that's a lot more pipe than I thought it was. Okay, so we're looking at 100 pipe. Or 100 underground pipe. Maybe that's pushing the limits. I don't know, we'll find out. We're actually going to make a new save version, just in case we mess with things too much, because we're about to place water. And in case I forget to delete it and destroy a blueprint, I don't want it to break things. And we're going to make another save. There we go. The wiki says 1,000 fluid per second can go through 3,000 pipe segments. Okay. How much fluid do you have to provide for it per second for it to do that, though? Like, do you have to make an assumption that you're producing like 3,000 water on this end? I don't know if that does. I don't know if that makes sense. Because I feel like you can compensate for long pipes with like extra pumps, right? That's a thing. That's not a thing? Then what's the point of double pipes? I thought double pipes just helped with pressure. I feel like that is a thing. To some degree. Maybe I explained it poorly. But I feel like having more pumps does help it transfer more. Like fill faster, right? I guess if it's maxing, I guess that's easy enough to test, right? I'm probably completely imagining it. Why are we doing a clone tool for this? Area. Oh gosh. Does that work? Not really. Yeah, the trick is boilers. Well, yeah, we're not using boilers for this setup. I don't think this is that important. It is a cool trick, but yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Why is it not paused? There we go. This is very confusing. Can you not delete stuff? Okay, I just kept on pausing it. So theoretically, these should fill at the same rate then? No, this feels faster. Right? No. Okay. I thought for longer distance having like more on one end helped. Your eyes, yeah, this section is very terrible for compression. Also, oh my gosh, this part. I didn't realize these are actual tiles you could copy with a clone tool. Okay. I thought this game had somewhat realistic pressure. It doesn't. Got it. It helps with short sections, not long. Yeah, long pipe is long. That's the moral of the story. Okay. We're gonna need to make sure we don't save this because this is really ugly. Now the next question is, how much are we producing per second? If we run it for, is this 1 second? But 1200 is the max that pipes can transfer. Is that true? I've heard that's not true though. I hear conflicting things. I feel like Factorio pipes are black magic that everybody has different theories for how it works, and none of them are quite the same. So it just makes it hard to believe anything. That time is 1 minute. Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I couldn't remember how many ticks were in the game. I was thinking 5, and that did not seem right. So this isn't enough. Since I need 1200 per second, right? So I would want this to just be 1 second. Oh wait, that is 1 second. Okay, wait, this might be moving enough. Okay, I mean it's pushing it, but this is roughly 1,000 per second, so maybe we're fine. Maybe we're fine without pumps. And then this brings up I guess this brings up the next question. If I do use pumps, does like one pump halfway do anything or no? Like would it be if I use a pump, does it have to be every 18? Or can I do like one pump in the middle and get more? You only have 55 FPS, but 55 would be a second? That's not how this works. That's not how the play for a limited time works. This is in ticks. Now if I do it, it's going to take 70 seconds to do it. But it's not manageable. Let's see. To get 1200 per second, you need to pump every 17 pipe segments. You're saying without pumps I can get like 1,000, but with pumps I can get 1200? Well, that doesn't seem that worth it. How much are pumps? Pumps are cheap, right? I guess it's not. I guess it's not a how much are pumps question. It's more of a how many pumps do I have question. Oh yeah, these are super cheap. But yeah, you're right. One thing wrong. Factorio is all black magic, not just pipes. It's pipes that are the most debated, but everybody understands everything. Nobody understands anything. There we go. That's better. 200 pipe segments would do 1,000 if you added one pump in the middle. You could do 1033. Okay, that's pretty negligible. I don't know where this math is coming from, but the thing I'm concerned with is being able to do 1,000 makes me happy. I feel like he's looking at a table of just like experimental tests. Is it Factorio Wiki? That one should be good. Without permissions. If not, I'll add it to the whitelist if it gets deleted. Yay! Okay. So yeah, we're at about 100 segments. So yeah, this is manageable. We could even go up to like two. We could even go up to like 200 segments before I hate everything. Yeah, until it's fine. This is for Factorio Fluids 1.0. Okay, so this is manageable. It doesn't look like pumps are going to be worth it based on this table. Because like if we do a pump every like 10 segments, we get a 30% increase. Or we could just do 2 underground pipes, also an option. So you've tried to get info on stuff in Factorio, and every time you've gotten like 7 different contradictions. You've given up on trying to understand what happens. Yeah, no, that's true. It's definitely the worst with these. And a lot of stuff people use, I think, are just like rough estimates for like the best ratios, and that also changes things. I feel like everybody understands inserters to some degree, except when they say what side of the belt it drops off. People say like far side and close side, which is a distinction that personally I've never understood. Now it makes sense when it's tangent when they're tangential to each other, but like there's no close side. It's symmetrical. We need a better distinction. I don't know if there is one, but we need a better one. Yeah, only pumps could be a bit pricey. I like the idea of just making an assumption of 1,000 per second and not having to use it. Yeah, far and right is decent. Like far of horizontal, or yeah, far and right kind of works. Or the far right. That makes it sound like a political game though. Just look at those on the station. They are balanced. Which ones are balanced? The inserters or the pipes? You have no clue what I'm saying. You remember why your stream has been remembered as the best stream to fall asleep. Slightly confusing wording. But yeah, lots of random Factorio non-important details here. Oh, inserters from wagons? Yeah, the inserters from wagons are balanced. No, I conceptually know what side they load on. I've just never been a fan of people saying far side. If you add far and right though, that helps. Still a little bit wonky. But yeah, we can definitely get advanced oil here. Okay, so I don't remember the ratios for oil cracking. I think we have that over on our power plant though. 7 to 2. And then this is a weird ratio, right? Oh yeah, this is a very weird ratio. 7 to 26. Yeah, sure, let's just do that. 7, 2, and 26. The really horrible thing about Factorio fluids is that behavior junctions depends on build order. Yeah, that's why the sushi fluids doesn't work. And yeah, that is exactly what I'm saying. Inserters are on the extreme end of the political spectrum. You heard it here first. I feel like that's not a take anybody's really said for Factorio. So that part might be true. Yeah, I think on a small scale, 7 to 2 is a good enough ratio. And we're still saving a ton over not doing cracking. Oh, wait. Cracking changes the ratio, right? The amount of water I need. By, like, probably only... This is probably not used fully, so we'll just have to add, like, 20% water and we should be good. Also, it's very easy to test. Solid fuel is something we can purge. So we can test it with water and an offshore pump to make sure they're running well enough fairly easily. I think this is going to need multiple pipes of water. Actually, this only needs 2 pipes of water. Really, our power plant cracking only needs 1,600. Okay. Okay. Which refineries can be more compressed? Here? I'm not too concerned with these being compressed. If you mean for the power plant, I don't think that's going to really save anything. Currently, they're designed in a way to line up perfectly with here. So unless the compression is vertically, it doesn't really matter. I don't think the vertical is going to compress much. Pipes are belts. Ignorant masses. I don't. Can we really blame? I feel like The pipes, I feel like, are to blame. Belts have done nothing wrong. Pipes are the worst. But yeah, the alignment for here isn't designed for max compression. It's designed for being perfectly tileable, so we can expand it more gradually a lot easier. Okay, so these are feeding into the trains. I'm still not sure if I want to use rocket fuel. We don't have a belt buffer, so I think delaying the time it takes for trains to dock is pretty important. Maybe not. I guess since we're assuming 7.5 belts average, maybe we're fine. I'm using turbines. They're for not so much fewer entities, smaller build. It's 30% less wide. It's not that I don't care that much about saving. I don't care that much about saving the 1,200 entities on engines. I do care about making it like 400 tiles less wide. Or sorry, 150 tiles less wide. You've seen reactors with, or nuclear power with reactors as heat pipes. Yeah, that's a very costly version of this. This one doesn't waste that many resources. This is like twice the expensive, twice the cost. Reactors as heat pipes is insanely pricey. Okay, so if we could get some cracking here, I think we're good. We'll delete the power poles, I think, for now. You can double absurders at upper station to fuel faster, like on bottom one. Oh, you just mean for filling the train. Yeah, I'm not too concerned with that part yet, because we're still undecided if we're using rocket fuel, so I don't think I'm going to have a direct feeding design into Blueprint at the moment, because it might be voided. Because we have a really long train that doesn't technically have enough wagons, I don't think. Actually, no, we shortened it, so it does have enough wagons, but it doesn't. It's still a little bit short on them. I probably could have just made a blueprint. Why am I deleting it like this? Powerfuls. Actually, wait. There's an even faster way. Delete, 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 and delete, and delete. There we go. I don't know where I put the blueprint, though. So we're just going to redo it. Pipes, undergrounds, power poles, red belts, splitters, and infinity pipe. Okay. Yeah, way, way easier to set up. Okay, and then we can delete all of these. Okay, so this is the space we have to work with. If I shift this, if I can flip this, does it still work? Because we have a much more, like, conceptually easier way to work with, I think, if this is more square. Nah, it doesn't actually make it easier. I did delete the underground pipe. Yeah, there's a lot of underpipe here. It would be pretty obvious if it wasn't deleted. Okay, so this one does actually matter in terms of compactness, I think. Because I would like to fit 2 in here, but I feel like we won't be able to. I was hoping we could fit 2 rows, but yeah, we definitely can't. Not enough space for that. It's close, but not quite. Now, if we had the water coming from like a weird angle, that could work. So how many can we fit side by side? That's the first starting question we should ask, I guess. Okay, so this is technically a third of what we need already. So I don't think we're actually going to have issues getting everything in here. Because we could also just use this section right here. It doesn't necessarily have to be between, right? And then we have this section as well. So with those two, we could fit this in here. So that's up to 18. Then we can cram the rest in here. Okay, so we can get 25 here. And I think we'll be okay. And then that only feeds, well, 25 would only feed like 40 chemical plants. For output, can't make shorter on signals. On input to station, can move wherever we like. Input to station is this one. I guess I could have this one just be straighter here. If I really wanted to make it simpler, we could just kind of extend that with no real disadvantage. Right, because it's not like we're going to be necessarily building anything here. Because if we just shift this over, it's a lot easier to set up the refineries. And then if we move it up, if we make it one tile wider, that also helps. Then we can fit all of the refineries very easily. I might do that. So make it one tile, if we make it one tile wider, we shift this to the left, everything's still in the Roboport, right? What's my target for solid fuel? You mean like per station or total? Total is about like 500 chem plants for my entire main base. Per station, about 50 chem plants. This is actually not, this is too low. This isn't enough of a target. This is incredible. Well, yeah, this is less than what I want. Not by a ton, but this is like 20% lower than what I want. But I think it'll be easier to fill in the gaps. Because the goal is for 2 full belts of solid fuel per station, at least. But we'll also need to fill in here. Yeah, this is 1.5. But we'll have supplements in between to make it work. Okay, we'll move this as far as it can go, which is right here. And now I don't think I've made it taller yet, have I? 1, 2, 1, 2. No, I have not. Okay. Two tiles taller as well. Oops. Remove unfiltered. And then this should be fine. Okay. Slightly wider. But this should much more easily fit all the refineries we need. Because now we should be able to do a double layer here, right? 1, 2, 3. This is 20. Okay. I mean, that fits 20 a lot easier. This might be good. And then we still have this section to work with, too. Yeah, to fit more. I just wanted, like, one clean section that just has a bunch in a row. Now, these do need to be staggered to work, right? Actually, 3 tiles might not be... 3 spaces might not be enough. Oh, wait. Maybe if we go this way? Okay, I think that works. I think it's easier this way than the other way, at least. We missed some of them somehow. Okay, and then water, doesn't really matter which side water comes from. We'll decide later. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I think that's good. Now it's something we can copy and paste. Okay. Now, do we actually have enough space for all of these? Yes. Okay, cool. It barely fits. And then I get, ooh, we could do cracking over here. We have enough space. Oil input is wrong? Oh, yes it is. Thank you. There we go. Okay, that should be fine. I I think we have enough underground production because like I'm making the assumption that this is cheaper, but I'm not entirely sure. It feels like it's cheaper, but there is a chance it's not. Because like it does use a lot more undergrounds this way, right? So like this one is going to use actually it's not that many more undergrounds because this one has a ton, but it's probably going to use like 50 more undergrounds. But on the other hand, it's saving 25 refineries or 20-ish refineries. Depends how large I make it. I feel like this is struggling to get enough space, but it's definitely easier to line up the outputs and the inputs. Yeah, we could steal his, but it really matters like this the exact spacing. We haven't been able to use his refineries before because of space issues. Would that be? Is that in the main base? This might break things. Oh, I actually need to wrap up soon. We'll have to finish the refinery probably Friday. Let's see. That would be this one, right? What is this weird pattern? Oh, because this goes directly into solid fuel. That can't be the one. That's okay. This is the one? No. Interesting. This does say one entity, I guess. Uh, oh, oh right. I forgot about where the power poles. I could put the power poles in a different spot. That makes it so much more compact. So not only does this save an entity, but it's necessary. Okay, I see it now. I've never not had the power poles in the middle, so it didn't even occur to me to not do that. Yeah, one entity less. Well, and since it's the only way it works when they're placing the power poles right next to each other, right? Actually, wait, how did it do? Oh, okay, I see. I think I see. I probably could have just copied it, but just looking at it and rebuilding it seemed fun. Okay, I think that's technically it. And then this one used. Oh, this one's it vertically uses more space though. So is this better? I don't know if that actually helps. Unless it goes here. Oh wait. That could work. No, no, it needs one more. It needs one more space. So this would make this taller. Yeah, not necessarily better. It really depends if I just want to fit them all in this section or not. I mean, it does use fewer pipes, which matters for performance slightly. I don't know if that's going to be a huge concern for me from just the solid fuel, but like saving pipes is just better for pressure and stuff like that. And much more undergrounds. It's not that many more, but yeah, I guess it is like 50 more undergrounds. 50 more undergrounds per station. And it saves 50 pipe per station. But that's like 1/50th of the undergrounds. Or like 1/10. No, 1/10. That's equivalent to like one under 50 undergrounds is like 500 pipe, so saving 50 pipe is not a great trade-off. I really thought it would fit better. I guess I didn't see that it was an extra tile wide. Because that looks like this, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay, well, we can come back to that. Can we power this with one power pole for both sides? Yes, okay. Well, at least the power poles are going to be easy to place. Then these ones, I think we can just copy this and stagger it, right? If we can copy it right. Okay, there we go. That'll work. Never mind, it doesn't work because I copied that. I couldn't place this in a different spot. Okay, yeah, that seems fine. This is only 19 though. I guess we can fit another on the end. It really depends where we put cracking. And then this is going to be a weird ratio. It's going to be like 20 solid fuel chem plants and 20 light oil chem plants and then some cracking. Actually, okay, it's not, is cracking worth it? Because like it's one of those things where if we could crack solid fuel into heavy oil into light oil, but I don't think we get enough light oil that it might not be worth the effort. Because like theoretically, we turn heavy oil into light oil, we get twice the solid fuel out of that heavy oil. But heavy oil is already only, I guess it's like 20%. That's not insignificant. I thought it was a much smaller difference. And then we'll probably need like 4 or 5 chem plants. Let's see. This is producing 95 per second. One produces 2 solid cracked to 3 solid. Yeah, when you say it like that, it seems very low. Oh, that's solid fuel. Oh, but we would also need 10 chem plants to handle it, which is kind of annoying. I was hoping we could make do with like 1 solid fuel chem plant. Whereas this one can do... Okay, so we do need 5. So it's a ratio of 1 to 4, roughly. It's so easy to fit Kraken in here. Why do I care? Yeah, why am I concerned with that? And it only uses 60 water. No, that's silly. I mean, this does technically use more chem plants, but it uses less refineries, which are the expensive one. Well, at least with how I have my build set up, it's the expensive one. Although since we need 5, I doubt we can fit it in this corner, which means we might be better off just getting an extra one of these. That doesn't look right. There we go. Oh, it's because, yeah. No, never mind. I get what happened. I get what happened there. I don't know how we're going to connect the two halves to each other. It's probably going to be a little bit messy. What are we up to? Oh, we're up to 164 undergrounds. This is pretty costly. I don't really know how much this can actually run. The 160. Well, let's just do a rough estimate. This is going to go exactly into 5 cracking. So we're looking at 75 light oil plus this. So that's 255 light oil and 220 petroleum. So that is 22 of these, right? And then... Is that right? I feel like this isn't right. And then like 80 of these? That seems off. I feel like I calculated something wrong. 120, 300, and then get rid of half of them and add 1. Oh, wait, is this right? This... Okay, I didn't realize advanced oil was that much better. I've been assuming it was only twice as good. But I guess when you're getting solid fuel out of it, it's way more. I guess it's... I guess I was thinking maybe in terms of cracking, like in terms of petroleum you get out of it. Twice is a reasonable estimate. Or he just made that up. It's possible I just made that up. That's very possible. Now I'm curious, actually. Okay, so this is 255. Let's do some light oil cracking. Because now I'm just curious how the math works out. This has surplus, so let's double this. Yeah, we're just gonna do the lazy way. I can still do a couple more. Okay. So this is producing 390 now. There we go. Left Factor on your laptop, there's a 30% chance it'll crash loading save. That sounds like whenever they did the switch testing, I feel like, or when they were trying to test the switch, they tried stress testing it with a 100% file, and it also just crashed the game. It's really funny that they tried loading Nephrim's save onto it. Okay, so 184 versus... Okay, so that one is close to double. From the same number of refineries. This is way too much solid fuel though, so yeah, we're fine. I don't even know if we might not even be able to get the chem plants here with this. But yeah, we might be able to tone this down, theoretically. Because I don't actually need to run that many. So we could do heavy oil cracking here, I think, now that we're decreasing our goal. Can we do cracking like this? Technically, yes. Technically I can't fit it in this space. Right? It's just a little bit of a weird... Just requires a lot more. It's a little bit more expensive. Yeah. It uses a lot more undergrounds. It does fit better, though. Which does matter. And it's not like it's that many undergrounds. It's like the water can connect here. So the water can just be a straight line. And then this one connects like so. Yeah, conceptually that works. Spacing-wise, it's in the wrong spot. Actually, if we go from the other side, I think it makes more sense. Maybe not. Actually, no, it's probably identical. Nah, I'm gonna say that's identical. Heavy oil can go to the side. Water comes from wherever. Water can come from here. And now light oil can now connect to this section. I guess that's okay. Yeah, that works. Well, underground's the way you usually do it. Oh, that's something. Oh yeah, I guess it is less, or it's at least similar undergrounds to if you were to do it sideways. If we care about entities, we can also make this... We can't make this section fewer entities. We can make the output fewer entities. Not many less. Connect rest on heavy oil. Wait, what do you mean? Did I miss one for heavy? Or do you mean like the other half? Yeah, I haven't looped the other one. from the second row. Yeah, we just haven't we haven't connected around the edges yet. I wonder if I could. I was gonna say if I could shift this. If I shift this over a tile, I'm trying to see if I can connect the light oil through this side. You get roughly 3.2 times more fuel value from using advanced oil plus cracking heavy to light oil. Okay, yeah, that is pretty. That's pretty significant. I really thought it was just half, and even half seemed nice, but a third of the refinery count is pretty solid. Well, a third of the refinery count plus 5 chem plants. But if we shift this over a tile, I feel like we can connect the light oil through here pretty easily, right? Like we could do this, which I like. I like that design. And then maybe we could go through the middle. I think the idea is there, but I don't think it's that great. I mean, it's either that or we connect it around this side, so it doesn't. I mean, either way, we have to do a connection, right? And then this can't back up because it will. It should be self-regulating because of the cracking, unless we just consume no fuel. But if we consume no fuel, we'll end up consuming the buffer. So yeah, it is nicely self-regulating. If I rotate this, does that do anything? Not really. Nah, it doesn't. Maybe. Well, it gives me a second spot I can connect heavy oil. We probably could have left it at the slightly shorter station. I didn't realize this was going to be more than enough refineries. I thought we were going to need like 25 or 30 still to get the 2 full yellow belts I wanted, but nah, we don't. I guess we still have to... oh wait, is that Roboport flexible? Slightly, but only vertically. Okay. So we'll leave it there. We can build a chem plant around it. Change direction of crude oil next to chem plants. Change direction of crude oil next to chem plants. Oh, like swap where the heavy oil is? Like make this go on the top? And then like heavy oil go on the bottom? Is that what you mean? If I change direction? Or do you mean like here? And just go through the middle? Oh, that doesn't quite work. Yeah, I don't think that's what you mean. Did I actually connect heavy oil? I don't think I did. I mean, I guess we could do that. I don't like it, but we can do that. It's not awful. It feels like there's a void over here. I guess we can just do that. Actually, that's not terrible. Like last pipe between refineries to water part of this 2 wide gap. Okay. Oh, wait, so did you mean like going up here? Like what was that? Was that the idea? To connect it through here somehow? Okay, we don't need that one. Not heavy, not petroleum. Did I connect it wrong? No? That looks good. Oh wait, we cut the... oops. We cut the light oil pipe. Never mind. That is not what you meant. Can I stagger them again? No, that doesn't help. I don't see a clean connection. I guess we're talking like 4 pipes here, right? So I guess clean connection is something that I should not care about, but for some reason I do, because this is copied like 10 times. Oh, let's do this right now. Okay, so this is producing... Okay, we did decrease the amount, so this is 20 for chemical fuel, and then 40 plus for light oil. We do actually have net rate. We actually have overproduction of heavy oil, but that's fine. But yeah, this can get us 2 full belts. Actually, this can get us 2 full belts and get us the rocket fuel we need, because we do have some spare light oil. So we could theoretically do rocket fuel directly into a train if we wanted to. Like, is this a bad design? The start time might be horrendous. So maybe this doesn't work. But like theoretically, it does, right? Like theoretically, this is fine. And we have the oil for it. The start time, I guess, is the issue. Are my trains consuming less than 1 rocket fuel every trip? Probably. Honestly, this might work. Wasn't expecting that to look fine. Because as long as it can get 1 rocket fuel in it, it should be able to make 1 or 2 trips, right? Because rocket fuel does have a pretty high capacity. I'll have to test that, but this might work. I'm going to leave it here just in case. Because conceptually, I think it's fun. And we just need to make sure each train has like 1 rocket fuel in it from bots. Yeah, actually, it should work out because it stays at the station for about 3 minutes, right? Each train stays at the station for 3 minutes, roughly, which means they'll be getting 5 solid fuel per wagon every stop. So it's really just the start time that matters. We just need to make sure it has enough solid fuel to get from here to here, which is 1. And we could also start it with 5 solid fuel. It doesn't have to start with rocket fuel. If I'm worried about the cost. Direct feeding rocket fuel into a train seems like such a wild decision. Unfortunately, we can't double up. Actually, we could. We might be able to. If we can double them up, it looks cool. Oh, wait, hold up. We can. Right? Yes, but it requires... Oh, this isn't worth it. This requires double the inserters, which is not great. Or sorry, yeah, it requires 2. It requires an output inserter to do something like this, which I think removes the benefit. I'm not making this 2 tiles wider just to make it look a little cleaner, unfortunately, but the idea was there. The idea was there, and that's what matters. We had a dream. Okay, yeah. Do I really think I can get 60 chemical plants in here? I guess that's really the question, huh? So it's 30 per train. This technically lines up. You know, maybe we'll be fine. Horse inserters? Horse inserters would help. I don't know exactly what that would entail. But I feel like they wouldn't be powered by fuel. They would be powered by horses, right? That's what I picture when someone says a horse inserter. Oh, and a chest thing. If you widen the space, you can put the chem plant between the assembler to save on vertical space. If you widen it. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, now you're onto something. We basically made a horse inserter. Is this close enough to a horse inserter for you, Thais? This is more like a horse Kim plant setup, but you know, it's fine. Does this help? I don't think this actually helps, but it does look really cool, so I'm gonna roll with it. I like that a lot. And then I think if we do it this way, oops, we can actually save maybe a couple pipe. Yeah, it saves 3 pipe. Might as well. Okay, that's a fun design. That's a very fun design. We can at least give it that much. Okay, so this is half of what we need. I think we should move this one down. You know, you like how your brain knew it was called a knight in English, but still decided to translate it from Danish? No, I get it. No, horse is 100% what people call it here a lot of the time, unless you play chess. I've called it a horse before, but I also don't play chess, so that makes sense. Like, I still call it a castle, even though I'm pretty sure it's called a rook. Although it's called castling, so I feel like that one's a fairly accepted term, right? Oh wait, we need 40 of these. We just need like a splitter to go to a different lane. This doesn't quite fit, does it? In German, you call it jumper and tower. See, that makes sense. That explains what the horse does a lot better, and also the fact that tower is way closer to castle because it does not look like a castle. It is very clearly a tower, yeah. I guess, do we have enough space to do a second lane right here? Not quite, but kind of. I think, okay, if we use our original fuel design, I think we can make this work. So this is up to 40, right? We need about, I want to say we need 40. That's 225 plus this, which is 236. This produces 237. That is pretty close to perfect. It's horse where you are. Oh wait, yeah, yeah. We don't call it a tower. We call them both horse. For some reason, that's what I interpreted what you said as initially. I'm just trying to make this a little bit cleaner because we clearly have the space to work with. Okay, so that's 32. So we can decrease this, make it 30. And then we need... Let's delete this bottom half. Let's just look at all of them. We still have some extra light oil, so this is 3 more. And 1 more here. I think this is correct. Okay, this should be the perfect balance now, right? We have a spare one light oil. I don't think that's the end of the world. Yeah, I think we can live with that. Don't think a spare 1 light oil is gonna make or break the base. Okay, now if we can get solid fuel in here, we're golden. And somehow we're supposed to fit like 17. I might have to change one of these to a solid fuel and then decrease a refinery because we might actually have too much oil. Well, not too much oil, but too much oil to saturate like a belt. But this is something we had designed before. I think it works, where all of these get flipped. And then we do same side, inside, input, output. Yeah, okay. But it does require 1 more tile to work with, so this doesn't actually work. It almost did. This needs to go 1 tile lower. There we go. That's the spacing we need. Do I watch for inputs, outputs? I was not looking at the outputs of this one, so no. No, I was not. I guess technically this can also be made more compact. We can shift it up a tile. Actually, we can't really shift it up. Well, No, we can shift all of these up a tile. And then make this 2 longer. Yeah, we could also we can delete those undergrounds. But it didn't fit even with those undergrounds. The issue was both of these. Okay, I think this design is decent, right? This is still 15. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Because, yeah, if we're not doubling up, this doesn't really waste anything. That makes it a little bit more compact, gives us more space down here to work with. Which I don't know if we necessarily need it, but it's nice to have it in case we do. And now we can fit this in here. Okay, and then we can move the undergrounds. Okay, I think that's okay. We might be able to fit one more in here. Then we'll move it as far left as we can get, which is here. Now these are not actually high enough. This can go one tile higher. How did I miss that? Okay. And then, yeah, these undergrounds are going to have to be moved. Actually, wait, which are these? Oh, yeah, these can be moved to the outer layer if we want. Or you can move them here if we want to use a red belt. So we're still missing 12 solid fuel assembly machines. Something like that. What if I... Oh, wait, this is... What if we put the solid fuel assembly machines here? It seems a little bit weird. But I don't think it's necessarily more space. It's one tile. It makes this one tile wider. But if we put them here, we can supplement them here and prioritize this side. And what that will do is just make it that we can get a full 2 belts going from here out into the path once these back up. I think that is actually a reasonable thing to do. There's probably a better spot we can put it, but getting like 6.1, like it's a complicated way to do it. But if we can get 2.1 lanes, I think that's actually nice. But yeah, we should do it in a less complicated way, for sure. Oh, that's what that was for. RIP internet. Is my internet working anywhere else? Attempt 4? It seems to be working fine for me. But obviously the stream is down. I don't know if this is better or worse. Like, obviously not having my stream on is bad. No, it's not ideal. Why is it still down, though? That's the question. I'm just kind of talking to myself now because nobody can hear me. Or maybe they can't. No, it still says. It's just completely disconnected. Maybe I'll try manually restarting and that might be easier. No, that's not easier. Is my internet just not working? Can I watch someone else's stream? I think my internet's just completely down. Never mind. Hello, am I back? I'm probably, might be back. I don't know. It still says it's dropping a lot of frames and it's not connected despite giving me no drop frames. This is weird. I think it's still disconnected, but it says I'm streaming and it's not saying I'm dropping frames. It's a weird combination. I don't actually understand. Maybe the internet's down. Did somebody message me? Nope. It is not reconnecting. Okay. I guess that's a good stopping point. uh, unless it's back. Is it back? It's back after refreshing. See, it's still telling me it's not working at all, so it's hard to say. Like, I am getting streaming at max bitrate with zero connection with a disconnected stream though, which is weird. But it's also not dropping frames, but it's telling me it's trying to reconnect. It's a bizarre combo. Yeah, so I think I mentioned a couple times we're trying a 5G home internet because our internet is just so bad, which does have downsides of it just sometimes just drops completely. But on the other hand, it means my average bit rate, I can stream three times the bit rate now. So like most of the time the stream looks better and disconnects less frequently, but when it does disconnect, it disconnects for longer. Yeah, I'm online without connection, exactly. So we're testing it. We're not entirely sold on it yet. But those kinds of like drops where it just doesn't work for like a couple minutes are pretty bad. Like that's a bit too long for a disconnection sometimes. I mean, I guess I'll know later. But like when we were testing it a couple days ago, the stream went out for like 1 minute and like half the people click off and don't come back after that pretty much. So it's not great. Like we lost 60% viewership from that, and I doubt it's gonna recover. So like those lose more people click off from that than click off from just low bit rate. But who knows? Maybe more people come back. Yeah, it's a tough call. So we have excess of 8 solid fuel assemblers still. This is 12. Okay, so we can still fit 3 more. Honestly, can I just make the assumption that this is close enough to a full belt? I might be able to make that assumption. I wish we had more flexibility for this robot port. Oh wait, we do. It can go here and then it fits perfectly. Right. Okay, I guess this is just a normal belt, so that's an easy connection to do. This one's an easy connection to do. Can that actually fit? Oh, it can. Okay. That works. What if we get the fuel for this from the side? There is a possibility we can fuel it with a compressor sending stuff to the left. Now that I think that goes into the compressor too much. I'm still online without connection, by the way. It still says I'm not streaming. it's it's weird. It's very weird. Can this go through here? Ooh, it can. Oh, actually, I like that. Does this need to be a red belt? It might be. Actually, yes, I think it does. And I isn't streaming, he's screaming. I really am. This is a very frustrating... It's a very frustrating complaint it's giving me, and I don't like it. Chat's... I'm not... yeah, I'm not streaming. Chat just, they're so used to me complaining about my internet, they can just predict the whole conversation. It does make sense. Okay, I don't hate that. So the issue with this is it can't send 2 full belts to the right, which only matters later, because this is overproducing fuel for the outpost, I think. So we could theoretically make this a red belt and have all of the extra go somewhere else and get split at the end into the compressor. I think that's not that expensive, right? 1 splitter, 1 underground. Yeah, that's super cheap. So that would look like this. Actually, we can do this. Okay, we still have extra fuel. And then this isn't perfectly balanced. So this is 27 and 30. I want to get 3 more assembling machines on this side. Is it worth it to just put them here? I feel like this ratio isn't perfect though. It's pretty close though. That seems like a bad spot. I think we'd be better off wrapping it around here actually. Yeah, no, that's I think a lot cleaner. Especially since we can get oh wait. Oh, that's super easy to get the solid fuel. This pattern does not work here. Well, it can. Oh, also this can use undergrounds. Don't know why I'm not using them. Oh, wait. It can use undergrounds, but I have to make sure they're staggered correctly from the other side. Right? Actually, it doesn't matter here. You know what? Maybe it doesn't. But yeah, these have to be perfectly across from each other to use undergrounds, but that's doable. Okay. Happy with that. Decently happy with this one. These are perfectly across from each other. Okay. So far so good. Ooh, what side of the belt is this gonna output on? This is outputting on the far right side. That's it. So this is still correct. Remember to have train loader earlier in the field connection to prioritize it. Good point. Yes, thanks for the reminder. So I would want to connect it here, I guess. That should prioritize it. As opposed to connecting it at the end. So that is, at the very least, is always going to, pretty much always going to get from this one. Oops, that was the wrong button. It's a little bit low, but this can almost supply the whole thing by itself. Honestly, we could almost give it a dedicated light oil if we really wanted to. Honestly, we could do we could do that. And then these can connect around this side. These don't have an output. I can't output from this one. Whoops. But we can actually use that. That's 14. That's not good enough. We could shift this over 1, right? Except then we can't fuel it. Okay, this should have it be decently prioritized now. Okay, this one. Let's just go from this side. It's not happening to fuel from the fun side here. This one can just go straight down and then around. And then we can get onto the weird pattern. Okay. I don't hate that. Then this can be just a regular underground. We can go back to the weird pattern. Okay, this definitely uses more underground, right? Yeah, this uses double the underground. Less regular pipe. Okay, so it's not that much worse, but double the underground is... How much extra resources? It's probably not as bad as I'm thinking, right? So that's using 100 and... Let's see, 15 times 100. That is using 1,500 more iron. But it is saving way more than that in refineries. Okay. Well, most of these aren't entity savings. Very few of these undergrounds are due to entity savings. They're space saving. Actually, I don't think any of this one is. Some of these are entity savings, but yeah, almost all of these are functional differences. Is this connection easier? It's identical. It's literally identical. Okay, we'll go the outer one then. I don't know why, it makes a little bit more sense to me. Did we get this one? Oh, we never expanded this one. Okay. So we can technically fuel this one, but we do get off the grid here. So what if we stagger this to the right? Then I think we can be on the same pattern again. And we can go back to using undergrounds. Yes, okay. There we go. 15, 15, 15, and 12, 15. Okay, there we go. That is something we can live with. This can be one entity saved. This is a weird number, but I think it works. Turned around that one cam plant that used petroleum. I did, okay. Oh, yes I did. Oh yeah, I turned it around because I was going to mess with it to see if maybe I could make it work. And I still could not make it work. Because I don't think it's something that could be fixed. There might be a way, but I don't think it ends up being worth it. I guess is more what it boils down to. And we have this light oil, this light oil. Okay, so this has a couple spots it could connect to. I think this one's the easiest though. Okay, I think these technically all have fluid connections. Now, if we look at this, I'm pretty sure we're overproducing some oil, right? We're overproducing light oil by a little bit, so we shouldn't have train problems. We are slightly also overproducing chemical fuel. I'm missing an output inserter. That sounds right. Yep, thank you. It is very nice not having to power inserters. It doesn't save anything. It literally doesn't benefit me. But it feels nice to not feel like I have to waste the resources on power poles for inserters. But yeah, there's very few situations where it actually matters. Okay, this one is a relic of the past. This lets us connect to our fuel compressor. Awesome. And then we can move it one tile if we need, without any extra entities. I'm not entirely sure where the compressor is going to go. Okay, and then, like I said, we can do 5 more chem plants worth of solid fuel somewhere if we want. I don't know if that's worth it. I guess it will let us get more to the compressor. So it's really just a matter of if we do 5 more solid fuel, how do we compress it to the correct side? Yeah, no, they all need power. But the power poles take like 0 effort to add at the end. So there's, unless you have to power inserters as well, there's not much of a benefit to placing power poles as you go. Like it, either way, like I'm probably not going to change my design to save a power pole because it's complicated enough to use burner inserters most of the time. This does look nicer. I don't know why I like this design so much. But I like it. I don't know, it's easier to follow for me. But yeah, we can fit 5 more chem plants. It's just there's not a good spot to do it. Because anywhere we're going to place 5 chem plants, it's going to increase the entity cost significantly. Okay, so right now, entity cost is fairly comparable between the two. Almost identical. So that's good. So entity cost isn't terrible at the moment. But yeah, I want to use the extra petroleum we have. At the very least, we need to be able to consume it to like balance out the consumption. I mean, technically, actually, yeah, if we, with our current ratio, we're actually only 25% of our petroleum is underproduced. That means we're only producing at 80% rate. Change where I get my petroleum down. Oh yeah, now there's a benefit. Now there's a benefit for using the closer one. Thank you. If I shift all of these one tile to the right, this lines up perfectly. Doesn't really change anything, but it would look cooler. Yeah, we basically just need to make it that we can get 5 more petroleum here. So I could just... I honestly, I could just have them output onto this. Well, not onto that, onto this. Pretty evenly, since we only need the 5. I have a really dumb idea. Yeah, it would break such a nice light oil line. That's true. If we shift them over, we would make this one uglier. I mean, on the bright side, we haven't gone outside of the metric at all. I mean, we have, I guess, technically made it 2 tiles taller, but I think that was worth it. It's still mostly contained within the space, or entirely contained within the space. I hope we didn't break any signals when we copied it. I think I was double checking we didn't, but there's always a chance. Honestly, the petroleum is a lot weirder to get over here than I thought it was. So the issue is if we do extra petroleum, just for balancing purposes, it needs to be side balance. So we would actually need to be... So we would need like a splitter right here. I'm assuming an underground can't go through here, right? It can go through here. We could have a splitter here. This is just for side balancing. There has to be a better way, but this way isn't terrible. It's one of those, there has to be a better way info commercials, except the way that they're doing it isn't an entire cabinet falling down on them like it is most of the time. That might be a very specific reference. But there's a lot of like infomercials here where it just says there has to be a better way, and like somebody fails epically to do a very simple task such as opening a cabinet. It's a very was a very common type of commercial. Not so popular anymore. I'm not. Oh, am I? Oh, good point. I might not be producing this much light oil. Which means we just need to replace some of these with petroleum assemblers. That's easy enough to do. That's actually really easy to do. Thank you for that reminder. How do we fix that? This is off by 10%, right? Yeah, let's just do a manual calculation. This is 10% over. So we decrease 7.5 from that. It doesn't change it that much. It means we have 2 more chemical plants than we technically can afford to run. So we can do this. And then this. I think that fixes the balance. Like maybe something like that might help balance it. That doesn't side balance it, but I think that works better now. So we have to subtract 7.5 from this. So now that we have a surplus of 4 light oil and a surplus of 28 petroleum, so we can still do 3 more chemical plants here. Ah, 3 more is a bizarre number. I mean, this technically works, right? This is really just to help it recover from imbalances. Like this should produce a fairly steady 2 full belts. It's not as balanced as I would like, but I think it's okay. Because I think with that decrease in production, let's see, we're short on petroleum. We have excess of this, but we don't actually have excess of that. So this is off by a single chem plant. And we're producing 3.2. Okay, so we could theoretically produce 10% of a yellow belt extra. Do I care about that 10% of a yellow belt? I don't think I do. That doesn't seem important to me. So what if I scale down my light oil and my advanced oil instead, and just save a refinery? Because I don't think that's gonna make or break the run. Ooh, true. We do lose some to burners. I wouldn't say most. Actually, I guess these consume some. The issue is more how do I get it onto the belt so it's usable. If we could connect it here, things are okay. Now we're back to maybe putting more chem plants down here. But yeah, if we had an extra of each chem plant, I think things balance. So then we could do 4 solid fuel down here. Maybe. Actually, wait, hold up. I think I would want to do these with light oil. Just because it's easier to fit. Like, we could do something like that. That might work. A little bit of a weird connection. It doesn't use up any additional space. It does use a lot more entities. It uses 16 more entities. That's not a lot. Never mind. That's like a... that's less than 1%. Okay, I think this works. This is basically just making it side balance a little better. Yeah. Because this can theoretically do half a belt, or a full red belt this way, a full red belt this way. So we want to input prio from the left. And then the extra stuff goes to the compressor. I think that is fine. So now we should have negative of both, right? Wait, what? Oh. Oops. We were supposed to convert 2 of these. There we go. Okay, we still have surplus petroleum. Let's see. I guess I could just take from here. That's not awful. It's a weird spot to do it, but it technically is fine. Okay, now we no longer have extra. Okay, we still technically have surplus light oil. But when we subtract 7.5, we don't. I think this is pretty close to balanced. I wish these were outputting on 2 different sides of the belt. But I don't think that matters because we have the input prio. And these are technically on the prio side of the belt anyway. Okay, this might be fine. If we can figure out how to get this connection, we're good. Then I think that's totally fine. Okay, a little bit odd. I think undergrounds are cheaper than underpipe, although I'm not sure if they're cheaper per tile. Actually, they're probably not cheaper per tile. They're pretty darn close. For a splitter and 1 more belt, yeah, for a splitter 1 more belt, or even for a splitter or 1 more belt, we could also just do. Oh, sorry, never mind. That's way more. That's way more belt. I was gonna say for us, because we could also use an or, say or. But it's like a splitter and 1 more belt, or no splitter and like 4 more belt. Which at that point, just don't use the belt. I wish this was used for something. If we really wanted to be masochistic, I feel like we could have probably fit these over here and then not increase the height by 2 tiles. As not something I care that much about to do, but you know, it's technically something that can be done. Okay, let's test this now. Also, how much water does this use? 255. Okay, so we should be able to do 4 of these with a single pipe of water. That's not too bad. All the way at the red splitter, but a splitter at the underground and input and output on both splitter outputs. Yeah, yeah, we could also do that. I just don't think that part matters much. Because we could also just do 4 of these with a single pipe of water. That's not too bad. All the way at the red splitter, but a splitter at the underground and input and output on both splitter outputs. Yeah, we could also do that. I just don't think that part matters much. Because we could also just do 4 of these with a single pipe of water. That's not too bad. Because I think that because we have the prio here, like this is going to be split, right? So the only time this ever won't send stuff onto the lane is when this is completely backed up. And at that point, I don't think it matters much.
Beep beep taco.
I could put some art, cool art. I read that as coal art, which also works. How much do these even use? If these are all running constantly, which they're not, but they're running at about probably 80% of the time, that's 120 times 72 times 72 kilowatts times 0.8. So that is about 7 megajoules, or 7 megawatts to run these, which is 1 solid fuel per second. Okay, yeah, it's not terrible. Undergrounds are only cheaper if max length. Yeah. Yeah, these are all max length. So it would be if we were doing this versus this. So this is a total of... Oh wait, I guess it doesn't matter because I can't fit this here anyway. I mean, technically I could. I say I can't fit it there, but like, I can. We can make this 1 tile wider. It's not the end of the world. It really isn't. Because then we can get solid fuel through... I was going to say we can get light oil through the middle. Actually, yeah, we technically can. Because we can move this down here. And literally the only disadvantage is it's 1 tile taller. And that does not make or break anything at all. Because I don't think it changes the Roboport fit, right? Yeah, it doesn't change the Roboport fit. Is this technically within range? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, because I've only moved this vertically. Because I trust the blueprint that I was given was correct to start with. Now, things I've changed, I might have broken it, but the the blueprint itself was well made. It just wasn't designed around light or advanced oil. Because I wasn't sure if I would need it. Alright, and then I wanted to test this as well. Can these connect? Yes, they can. Don't know why I thought they might not be able to. Okay, I'm gonna be lazy and use the flying ones for now. And then we'll give it an accumulator. Transport belts are cheaper, didn't account for the extra 10 iron plate in the underground. Oh. Isn't that most of the iron? I guess it's not most iron, it's like only half the iron, right? You don't know if I trust it? It seemed like a solid blueprint. I didn't see any issues with it. Okay, so the only downside of this is the fairly high start time of 5 minutes. So if we can give them enough solid fuel... Yeah, if we can give the train enough solid fuel with robots... Or sorry, enough... Actually, solid fuel or rocket fuel. If we can give the train enough rocket fuel to do 2 full passes, we're good. Actually, no, it would just be 1 pass. So yeah, that should be fairly easy. We can give each train like 2 solid fuel via construction bot, I think, without any problem. And then after that, this will be self-balancing and we'll start getting rocket fuel. Because this produces roughly... What is that? 1 every 40 seconds? Stays here for 3 minutes? Yeah, this produces about 4 or 5 per train while the train is waiting here. That is assuming it gets enough solid light oil. I think there's other ways to prioritize, right? I don't think we connected the second half. We did not connect the top half. It's like something is off here. Oh yeah, did we find any clever ways to go through the middle? I don't think we did. No, we didn't. We did not. That's fine. Not everything needs to be clever. Sometimes it can just be drag the pipe in a straight line. We'll just do that for now. We could almost wrap it around this corner, actually. Wait, hold up. Nope, that actually works really well. Never mind, we can do something slightly cover. I'll take it. There we go. Yeah, I immediately went back on that. And it looks like Archer's did too. There we go. Okay, this should be a lot better. Yeah, I just saw this as an empty void because I couldn't put a chem plant or anything in it. I mean, technically I could put a usable chem plant in here. It just doesn't have a purpose. But yeah, it's free real estate. Okay, there we go. Now this should work a lot better. Okay, now theoretically, some of these won't be running. None of these are running. Is that just start delay? Oh, this doesn't have water. Cracking isn't set up. Okay, there we go. Now we can just undo it. Wait, what was that? Why is that in a different layer? There we go. There we go. I wish we could speed it up, but we can't actually do that. What we can do is we can void stuff at the end. And that will have roughly the same effect. Just to make sure that these run mostly full speed all the time. Okay. Moment of truth. Is this running? I guess I won't really... I guess I'll never really know. But it looks pretty good. These are good. If we measured it with a tank, that would help us see if there's any, like, surplus. We could also, if we use, like, one of those mods that shows uptime, that would also be decent. But I think this is pretty close, right? We have, yeah, I guess in our worst case, we're wasting 10% of 2 chem plants. Assuming my minus 10% estimate is right here. And then we're still not getting a full belt on the track. Honestly, these are going to take forever to back up. Oh, wait, I should probably... These don't need a buffer an entire thing. Probably 1 row is fine. Alright, I might need to change the logic here. So this is... My understanding is this part reads from these 2 belts, right? So this gets disabled if this is full. Does it read at other points? Maybe it does work. Where else does this read? Okay, so this doesn't run if these are full outputs, basically. But I don't know if the buffer here is long enough for that to work. Did you stress test it with an actual running outpost? Because when I tried reading from belts before, it actually ended up backing up a lot once the outpost started getting full. Although that... Hold on, Oh, wait, never mind. Never mind. I remember what happened. When I was stress testing it, I accidentally left an infinity chest at the outpost. So it had no chance of working. Yeah, I don't think the issue was me reading from the belt. The issue was the fact that I was literally spawning more resources at the outpost than I was consuming here, which was problematic. Okay, cool. I like how this loops. I don't know if it does anything, but I like it. Yeah, and I guess since it's feeding 2 lanes, this surplus should be fine. And I think technically we could count this in the belt buffer, but that's a little bit weird to do. That loop was unintended. Okay. That red belt looks solid. Yeah, let's test the red belt. Okay, and we are getting a little bit surplus here because these are slowing down. Okay, that does make sense. These are just providing a little bit of solid fuel, so every time this provides solid fuel, this gets sent to the main buffer. So it is only a total of 2 extra solid fuel extra, but it's easy enough to set up, and over the course of the 5 we place, that's 2/3 of a yellow belt extra. It's not much, but when it's basically free, space-wise, it seems worth it. Uh, yeah, we can say it wastes 100 iron, roughly, from these not being fully consumed. That's totally okay. Oh wait, this one doesn't have an output. Which means we should be getting slightly more solid fuel now. Okay, and if we really wanted to, we can do efficiency modules in here. I'm not entirely sure if that's worth it with the heavy oil. I don't know. I think that will come down to, we'll do a recalculation with our entire base. Because eventually these will stop running. Not stop running, but they'll slow down significantly. Once we're done producing outposts, at least. We can cut these and save power, so maybe I don't need to worry about efficiency modules here. Especially since they wouldn't be placed for a really long time. Yeah, we don't have to worry about it. It's a grand total of... What is this? 18 times... Is there a way to test it? 23 megawatts. So multiply this by 10, that's 10% of our base power is going into fuel. That's not actually that bad. I feel like 10% reduced to 1% is not going to make or break our run. At least not at the cost of having to get 2,000 efficiency modules early. We can move the chem plants farther to the right and sneak a pipe from the center, would save on undergrounds. Let's see, which chem plants? Oh, you mean this one? No, that's not what you mean. Does this save on underground? No. You're probably talking to about a different one. Oh, you mean this? You mean these ones? The weird additional supplement I have? Yeah, so the only reason I didn't move those is because technically it's a tile taller if I move them. I don't think that matters. But yeah, that's literally the only reason that they're there. I wanted to feel like I was fitting it all within the same space, but it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we can place them here. Honestly, we could place them here. That's not better. But it's technically something we can do, I guess. Okay, half the entities, 10th of the iron cost. And then this can go here. Then we should be able to sneak something through here, right? This might be a bit costly, not sure. Let's see, that does use 2 more undergrounds than we did before. So I think it's still saving iron. It's just not a ton. If we add 1 more chem plant here and 1 more chem plant here, we could put the underground here. Which I think technically saves an underground set, right? Like this could be moved over here. No problem. It's 2 taller. It's 2 tiles taller. Oh yeah, the 1 tile taller was if I did it like this. If I wanted to do this design again. Actually, I kind of like that. Mostly because it looks cool. And it's not really worse. Or it's not that much more expensive. Does it save? It saves 4 entities. Ooh, wait, actually, no, it saves a lot of entities. No, it doesn't. It saves 4 entities. Okay, and then I wanted to connect this one through the side now. Okay, I think that's good. I don't think that changes this balance at all. Okay, that's a better connection. Saves 1 underground, which I then immediately lose that savings by doing this. But hey, it looks neat. If I really, really wanted to save the tile, I could output to this side. But I don't think I care about the tile anymore. Or I don't think I care about that tile. It just seemed like a fun thing to do. Okay, now we have this little void where you can put a smiley face. Still need to wait, really? I could have sworn I looked for it. I think I thought it was an underground. Okay, this is a perfect balance though. And now it's getting basically one full belt of solid fuel from here. And then this stuff is backed up. That's because this is full. Okay, that's it's never going to be this backed up. Cool. New blueprint design. We're going to save this as an actual blueprint. Advanced oil train. Okay. I guess I didn't really consider... I didn't consider the water pipe when I was talking about the savings here. Let's see, the water pipe is going to be an additional 100 undergrounds compared to 200 to 800 undergrounds. That's not awful. Okay, we can live with that. So 25% more underpipes when we add the water pipes to save 40 refineries per 60. That's a lot. Like I said, the main concern isn't necessarily that refineries are expensive, it's that we don't have a large refinery production until half of the outposts are already set up. So there isn't really a great way for me to increase refinery production in the base this early due to bricks being difficult to get to various places. But underpipes are improved a lot and very easy to throw wherever, which is why I'm valuing more like the amount of... I'm valuing these more than the actual total cost because of that. Hopefully you can get enough chem plants. But I mean, this is most of the power for a whole base. Underpipes and overpipe, exactly. And I mean, worst case scenario, we can just... I think we can save some cost here by replacing them with regular pipes if we're desperate. Like, we could probably remove like 20 of these, 20 or 30 of them, and get like an extra 100 entities. But that's it for me today. We'll be back Friday with... well, it looks like we've got the train connections. So it looks like next time will be... Let's see, what's on our to-do list? Probably setting up the actual fuel belt, seeing if we have enough. There's a couple undergrounds on the splitter that needs to be cut. Could you elaborate? I see. Never mind, I think I found it. Is it just that one? Train advanced oil. Yeah, I want to do something with the empty space. I mean, I don't really need to. I just, it would be cool if something was there, but I guess that's what happens when you save 30 refineries and make it bigger. There's more empty space. Yeah, I'll be back. Oh, looks like my internet's... Actually, wait. My internet, it still says I'm disconnected. It's making it hard to tell if things are actually working. Rocket silo. Oh, we do actually need to do the rocket silo. I mean, I know that you're just saying we could put a rocket silo in here, but we haven't actually automated the rocket silo. I guess that's not something we have to do. We can just handcraft it. But that's something we're missing. Yeah, have a wonderful evening. I will see you this weekend. Peace.